because they had some marketing initiatives and stuff going on. So we were able to form a partnership with them very early on, and we've just kept in touch. As time has gone on, and then when Sui Accelerator came to be, we started talking to them again, and they were like, it's a great initiative. Obviously, they're always interested in onboarding new projects to their platform, so it kind of just went hand in hand. And then we explained to them that we eventually want to start doing hackathons, and they thought that would be kind of a great way for them to get involved and help us out with some prizes and funds and stuff like that. So it's been a great
Chase, can you explain what the hackathons are to people that aren't familiar with how those work?
Yeah, so I realized that a lot of hackathons are based on, at least for the Sui network, a lot of them are based on like bigger tech. But I feel like lately they've kind of missed out on promoting more meme coins. And I feel like meme coins are a really
But
good way.
in general, like what is a hackathon for people that are like don't even know what that's about?
Yeah, so basically you'd have it'd be a competition based around a particular like topic, and then you'd have projects compete to win prizes. Typically, the prizes will be something that helps support the project. So it'll be, maybe it's like $1,000 added to their liquidity pool, and we pay for deck screener or something like that for them. But it's basically just a way to accelerate these smaller projects, or if the project doesn't even exist yet, it's a good chance for someone to start something new. They can pitch it to us, and then it'll be a competition style where there'll be like first, second, third. Whoever does the best job and surprises us, I guess.
All right, I'm good. We're running now as well, so all good.
So our plan is eventually to do those every quarter. Is there anything you want to add to that, Wise?
We're running now as well, so all good. I'll send some links. Let's go.
Oh, perfect. Let's go. Yeah, so I guess we're also live on Crypto Mischief YouTube channel if you want to get a visual on what we're doing here. And we will also be live streaming on kick.com with a Sui Accelerator account and a YouTube channel, but there is requirements before you can start streaming. So Richie's nice enough to help us out with that part until we can reach that point. And the Accelerator Pass, I'm super excited because I was thinking about doing something similar for a long time before Paste and Mobster told me about what they were doing. And I think that's awesome. And so many projects have joined. It's already worth more in what the airdrops you'll be getting than what it costs if you're on the whitelist. I mean, it's a guarantee ROI as long as you don't like resell it or something. And it's just value stacked on value because I plan on adding many different things that I haven't even talked about yet. Custom Sui chat GPTs, custom made support with AI videos like Dunny from Aquashock. He can make some incredible stuff already for his project, and he's made stuff for Sui Trump, for Toilet, for all kinds of different projects already. And having that, we basically have everything you possibly could need to start a project or get reach, like absolutely everything. And even though we can't be 100% responsible for what every project does, the fact that we're at least looking into what they're doing, seeing if they'll docs, checking the wallet addresses, at least putting some sort of, okay, it looks, as far as we know, they're doing things as proper as they can be. And that's definitely a better start than just going on Loop Pump and just taking a guess on some random project that you've never heard from. So I think that part of it is really nice.
Yeah, and I think also Wise, like the best thing about right now in this market is we were able to get some really good projects on board that are established. and that have low market caps right now. So like the growth possibility is pretty incredible within the supply drops that you're gonna get because we do have a lot of established products. We have like Millie, so Suicide Social Club, Sweet Trump, like all these are very, very established projects. Pumpkin Bot, the list goes on, but they're such low market cap right now that the potential for growth within the supply drop that you will get will be pretty incredible once the market is fully back, which it seems to be on its way.
Yeah, I have a potato app. Like all the projects in the accelerator that I've already joined, I have like a snapshot. I'll try and see if I could find it, but literally every single project that we listed as a partner on one of those posts, every single one of them was in the green. There wasn't one that was red. And it may have been because there was a pump in Sui, but they were all pumping pretty hard. Even I think Suicide Social Club was the highest. It was like 65% or something like that, or 85 in 24 hours or less, which was awesome because Paste, is a developer of that, and he's the one that, is putting this together with Tradeport and me and Memecoin. So that's always nice to see. I was originally attracted by their awesome profile pictures, and I couldn't decide which NFT to use, so I decided I'm just going to make my own PFP and collect NFTs. So, but they're definitely pretty awesome. They're mobsters, and Paste gave me a blue one that looks really cool. And you can actually, if you have an NFT, you can make an avatar for your Sui NS, which I was able to do. And they make it look like you can make it any image, but it actually has to be an NFT to put on top of your Sui NS. So Sui NFTs being dynamic and the object model blockchain, they're very complicated and complex, but the things you can do are pretty cool. Richie, you want to give any updates on what you're working on and how the farm is going? I know people constantly ask me about the farm. So if you have any news on that, it would be awesome.
Sure. So this week I've been finishing up the pitch deck, and the team have been doing up the site because the code's done. So now they're getting the site ready for a public show and for getting the full. Because before we had a simple pitch deck ready, but now I want a full white paper. So I've been designing that just to get ready for onboarding. Basically, is the next step. So that's what's going on. This week actually I had to do a performance. So I had a rock show, my band, which we hadn't played for like 2 years. So I was getting ready for that. So we're doing like 3, 4 rehearsals this week to get ready. But the show was really fun, went really well. And we got offered another gig in a month in a bigger venue. So that's cool. But that's that out of the way now. So I've been doing the pitch deck, advising the team because I had such a great breakthrough last week, just basically where I pitched them exactly what I wanted to do, and like they were blown away. So we had like a 3 hour discussion about how to actually achieve this, and they moved pretty fast, got it all set up. And on top of that, because I've been learning like JavaScript and working with HTML, and I decided that I might as well just make the leap and just start learning how to code Sui. So I found a couple nice websites actually, which are really simply set out for how to learn how to code on Sui. The one that I'm working through at the moment is called letsmovesui.com. It's a bit cartoonish, but it makes it really simple to go through it. So I'm also working through that courseware because I get kind of frustrated having to wait on people to kind of finish up what you've started, So I've been
Yeah,
doing that as well.
definitely.
So it's a really cool stack, actually. Letsmovesui.com.
Oh,
So
it's
I've been
got
working through
the
that as well.
two friends on it.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. So I'm going through that first as like the intro one, and then after that I'm going to get into something a bit more heavy, I think. Yeah.
Richie, have you
Yes.
tried to see if AIs like ChatGPT, do they know Move? Or is
They
that
do.
even out of their scope? They
They
do.
do, but like I always use AI as like a tool for how you work with the knowledge you already have, and then you can improve on it. If you're starting from like a pretty much base level, it's better to kind of go through courseware first, and that someone human has designed essentially. Then after that, once you have like the basic foundation ready, then you can start working with AI to, you know, supercharge how fast you can progress through. But yeah, so of course,
Yeah,
checking. Yeah,
what I tell people with AI is it's like the Wikipedia of information. You know, it's a good place to start, but you definitely have to learn what you're doing
yeah,
and
exactly.
check it out, be able to verify it. So
Because otherwise you'll just plateau really quickly if you just rely on AI to do it. Because then as soon as the AI is not working, or you have a day where you, because for me, like everything I do when I code, I have to write down at the same time. It's like on video, I just got this, like I've got like endless notebooks, so that when I have a problem, first I'll go through the books of my own writing in kind of my thought process to then refer to that to then figure it out. And then if I really can't get it, then I'll go to AI. But you know, at some point AI won't be on, or you'll be expected to do it without AI. And that's the I don't want to get stuck in that situation. So it's
and what
kind
you
of
said
risky.
about writing it down, that's actually makes a separate neural pathway in your brain as a different
Oh
way
yeah.
to remember it. So writing things down is actually a very helpful way to remember things.
Yeah, it's all about learning styles, right? Like some people are like kinetic. I think I'm a kinetic learner. It means you learn by doing, essentially, by either moving while you're learning or writing it down. Other people can absorb information so quickly just by listening or watching tutorial videos. For me, I'm highly entertained when I'm listening and watching, but it goes in one eye and out the other, essentially. So I need to write things down, or it's like it just goes nowhere.
I definitely am with you on the visual learning. If it's just audio, like someone telling me, it's really hard to grasp. But
Yeah,
if I see something happening, I can definitely duplicate it. That's a lot easier for me.
yeah. So yeah, so then yeah, so for Sui Trump, all going nice and smooth. I want to set up this week, but you know, you never get what you want when you're working with teams. They all have their timelines. I have mine, so just have to keep pushing them. Have to keep whipping them.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, sorry.
once you get total control of the farm and it can be yours to dictate and give dates, that will be
Yeah, exactly.
awesome. And I know you said you were seeing if Sui Accelerator would like to be one of the first partners. And since
Oh yeah,
we're
that'd
an
be great.
X page and an NFT collection, there's no coin. What would that
It's a
mean for being a partnership with the farm?
Well, because I'm looking for two kinds of partners, right? Well, of course, we're looking for partners who will be coins, which we'll give pools to, so their communities can earn our reward token. But we're also looking for foundational partners, which would be either technology or projects based on Sui, which are there just to um, build faster on Sui and onboard more people. So for me, Sui Accelerator fits that perfectly, because that's what you guys are doing. You exist to try and incubate and grow Sui for is now to a further stage, right? That's the kind of partners that I think you know, we need on that side. Of course, there's, you know, getting some of the big hitters on Sui and try, you know, attract the large technology bases. You know, you can look at other yield farms. They partner with things like a Rings protocol, or they partner with liquid staking assets so that they can pull them in like stake Sui and things like this. But then also getting some strong social channels which are community based and just they're there to push and educate and bring in more people. So that's why I mentioned it to you, because I think it's our core values are so aligned that it makes perfect sense.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I think that's awesome because basically that's the reason why I was so interested in your channel is having integrity in crypto is like very rare, and to go this long without selling out, because I've been like obsessed with YouTube since they first came out pretty much. I've had a premium subscription since that first came out. That's all I watch. I don't have TV or satellite, so I got so accustomed to YouTube channels and what they're doing. And almost every single crypto channel has sold out on their followers, pushed some sort of scam coin because they know how easy it would be to invest in a coin early and then put it on their channel, let everyone buy it, and then just out, just gone. Then they delete their channel. Goodbye.
Yeah, it
Like
happens.
Hawk Tuah.
Yeah, totally.
So
But really, the reason I'm here today is because I want to get all the breakdown for the mint for your NFTs, right? So what I think you should do is give a whole explanation of what the Sui Accelerator NFT is, which projects you have lined up to inside the package, right? When's the mint gonna happen? Got to fire this home for us,
Okay, so the
Yeah.
NFTs, there's the white paper that we have available. There's 1,000 of them. 100 of them are VIP, so they're going to be able to mint for free. That's going to all of the projects that are supplying coins to be airdropped later on. And then there's the whitelist, which is going to be an hour before the public. And if you're on that whitelist, which is all of the projects that are partnered, they get put on that whitelist. You'll be able to mint for 25 Sui. And then an hour after that is when the public mint starts, which then they will be 50 Sui. And honestly, with how many people are interested in getting this, because the whitelist has exceeded how many NFTs there are by many factors over. So even if you're on the whitelist, it doesn't guarantee you will get one because there's still only 1,000, and it's really 900 because the first 100 are the VIP passes that are to the providers. Those are for them. And then there's basically 900, and there's so much value in it. Like, I don't even think it's going to make it to the public mint because it's going to be an hour, and that's on the 4th of May. So what is it Eastern time Paste?
So
That there's VIP and then public, or the VIP whitelist and public?
yeah, so it starts at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for the VIP. And then an hour later at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time will be the whitelist mint. And then 1 hour following will be the public mint.
Yeah, so you guys, if you're wanting to get one of these, I would be ready to go like right when that whitelist window opens, because these things are gonna like just evaporate as far as like from what I've seen and the interest that people have. You need to get one because just being on the whitelist, remember, that does not guarantee you get one. It just guarantees you have that lower price and that 1 hour window before it goes public, if it even gets that far. And the Sui Accelerator page, which I thought was awesome, that Pace came to me with this, because me and Mobster were doing a space every Thursday for like 6 weeks before I even was contacted by Paste and the Accelerator to do this Sui Builders on Thursday over there. And I was already getting quite a lot of people. And what I want to do is not be like other caller so-called channels where they will do paid promos for any project that gives them money. They don't care what they're doing. They don't care who the developer is. They'll push it. And they're trying to brand themselves as legitimate, like Sui pages. And people see, oh, it's Sui. So they subscribe and they follow, and they'll buy into these projects that are known to be bad actors. And that's not okay with me, because Sui is a great chain. It's a great community. It has the most potential for the future. And we don't want it to be like Solana, where it's just a crap show of just greed and threats and rugs constantly. There's good people here, but of course it's crypto. There's also bad actors. So the Sui Accelerator page, you don't even have to be part of these projects that contribute to be airdropped. As long as we can actually vet your project to a certain point and see you're doing the right thing, or if you dox to us personally, we can say, yes, they dox to us. If they don't want to go full public, they can rely on our already built up reputation to say that they did that with us. So there's no money being taken from the Accelerator page off the top. Everything that gets donated to the program it gets airdropped to these 1,000 NFTs equally. So even the VIP ones, those are just minted for free. They don't get extra benefits. The NFTs all have the same exact airdrop of everything that gets included. There's nothing taken off the top from the accelerator page itself or me, Paste, and Mobster. It all gets distributed evenly. And even though I didn't have a lot of experience with NFTs prior, just that right there, that seems so overvalued to me that it's something that I can get behind because it's already exceeding what they even cost to mint if you're on the whitelist. So it's like the value is through the roof. And Dunny, he's going to be on a little later. Like we can create some amazing AI videos for your project. That's one thing that I'm doing with the sales of the NFTs. I'm getting a really strong GPU, awesome setup because I'm capable of doing some amazing things. So I'm going to get the best equipment that I have, and I'm going to show the receipts. This is where it went. I want to be transparent with everything. And it's awesome. I love AI. I love making videos. And some of the coolest videos you've ever seen with AI, I'll be able to do that as soon as I have the right equipment. So we can really have like a empire. And even though we're all not directly partnered, it's going to be a good place for people to start once they figure out like who the real people are and who's been here a long time, like Millie. I couldn't believe he's been here since May and he's still cranking along.
So what are
Yeah,
the
go ahead.
projects that you've got handshakes with so far for the accelerator?
Okay, so Sui Trump, Suicide Shelter Club, Meg, Rescue, Pumpkin Token, Chop, Bubble, and then I'm not really sure what the partnership with Tradeport and Raiden X. If Pace, if you could explain that part of it more, because that part I'm not totally
Yeah,
sure.
so there's a few more that it's top of mind. So I'll go through those quick, and then we can circle back to Tradeport, Raiden X, and Moonbags. So we have Pepe on Sui. We have Rescue, Harmony Hub, Stacks, Goblins. Did you mention Aquashock?
Aquashock is definitely one of the partners, and Dunny I've spoken with directly. And as far as personal relationships go with developers, besides Richie and Sui Trump, Dunny has been awesome. We talk all the time. We share stuff, totally docs to each other 100%, on another level. And he's such a team player when it comes to like promoting other things and doing stuff for Sui. So yeah, I mean, that should have been like one of the first ones I said because Aquashock and Dunny he's like the totally coolest guy ever. And
Oh,
he's
that's
here.
nice, YC Jen. Thank you.
What's up,
We'll
man?
talk about the trade partnerships in a quick sec. I'll just say hello. Hello, everybody. I just relocked all the dev tokens, 20% locked, 3
Yeah,
months. So it's Seifu. Come on in. We're making cool art.
Nice.
yeah, we'll
And
get.
I'm just chilling and listening. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, thanks, Sunny. So, Paste, yeah, go ahead. If you had any more to say about what it means to be partnered with Tradeport and Raiden X.
Yeah, so the nice thing about being partnered with Tradeport and Raiden X is, later down the line when we do our hackathons, it's going to be super helpful. They've committed to helping us put up the prizes and all that stuff. But even a little bit deeper than that is we have the ability to, help projects get organized even before they launch, right? In terms of Tradeport and Moonbags, these projects might not even exist yet, and they can reach out to us, ask us for support, help. We can get the projects doxed, and we can understand if they're going to be a safe project for our community or not, sometimes even before they launch. Um, I guess even Bloop here would be a great example for, kind of like an emerging project. they've only been around for under 48 hours now. But I mean, through Moonbags, I was able to connect with them. The dev from Bloop, great guy. He's agreed to meet up with me in the next few days. And Docs, he's locked 11.9% of supply, and I think he was left with maybe 1% or something along those lines. But it's kind of these early partnerships that are also very helpful for our community. And if we're able to find these projects early enough, then we can help people find out if they're legit or not before things can either go very bad or really good with the project. So I don't know if Bloop is actually here, but he did want to have a few words and chat about some things going on with him. I will say at this point, not an approved Sui Accelerator partner, but we are looking into it, and hopefully within the next day or two, we can actually have him join our team of the other 16 partners that we currently have as well.
It looks like he's ready to speak. If he wants to start from the starting and talk about how he got started on the project, what the goals are, what the mission is, what you've done so far. If you want to speak, Bloop.
Yeah. Thank you guys. Hi everyone. Thank you, Paste, for everything. You've showed quite a big support for Bloop. You've been there since before the bonding. You've seen we did manage to bond under 8 hours, and yeah, I was shocked myself actually.
Yeah, you guys have been killing it.
It's yeah, I've tried my best, and as soon as I seen it's been bonded, I was okay. That's it. This is it. So now is the time to push it and to make something out of it. The community, our community, kind of growed. Like Pace said, under 48 hours, we managed to have almost 600 members in our Telegram group. Everyone is active, and they've been supporting the project. Now I've been listening to all the stuff you guys doing. It's really impressive. I wasn't aware of how big you guys are, and now I have a better picture, and I'm really totally in for a partnership if it's still available, and yeah.
Well, that's definitely some fast growth you have there. So you must have your own community as far as people that know who you are, because being in the Sui community for like 8 months now, full time, what I've seen is Sui is a great, coin. It's a great L1. The blockchain is just amazing. The tech available on it is amazing. But there's still like certain communities where it's like just this one circle of people that all know each other. So I'm trying to get completely international because I've worked with people from the Philippines, from China, from Africa, Nigeria, literally the entire planet, Brazil, Mexico, hablo español también. And it's like, Richie speaks Chinese, amazingly, a Scottish with speaking Chinese is awesome.
Kaya, may wenti.
They still don't recognize him as a tenant after like 10 years of living there because he's American, or not American, but probably they think American. But
I'm from UK, so yeah, I kind of noticed the accent.
Okay.
Nice, man. It's late for you, right?
It is. I fall asleep, to be honest, and I don't know. I was dreaming something and woke up.
We're gonna be doing more spaces to accommodate international projects. Luckily, I'm blessed enough to do this full time because I have to. It was like something that was a necessity. Like I feel so obligated to continue what I'm doing because it's such a great thing. Like I can't stop now because there's so many people that I feel are counting on me to push forward that I have to keep going because Integrity is everything to me, and transparency and doing the right thing. Because I've been just giving everything I have, moderation for free, free content, free spaces. I don't ever ask anyone for anything because I don't want that to be linked with my name. Someone that's just trying to get something out of something from someone. I push people up. You know, I want to do what's best for you. I'm not looking for the best for me at all. I'm trying to build the Sui network and help people, and that's what I think this is all about. And
Yeah, the thing
anyone else that wants,
I
yeah,
was
go
gonna
ahead.
say, the thing is, it's always better and quite frankly a lot more fun when everyone wins together. And I feel like that's kind of what this community is all about. And I mean, we always speak of other chains that are bad actors where it's a lot of PvP, where I feel like, I truly feel like on the Sui network, everyone wants to grow together. Everyone wants, the shared success, because it does feel a lot better when it's a team effort.
100%. And doing professional moderation and building trust. There's been projects from Solana that are like, hey, we want you to help mod with our project because we worked with you on this project and whatever. So I'm like, okay, well, I mostly do Sui, but sure. And I go there and they're just like crazy, like insane. I can't even vibe with them. They're just spamming like Telegram. There's no conversation going on. It's just bots. And I'm like, I can't do this. I'm not. So from here on out, I'm just like, if you're not doing it on Sui, like just count me out. I don't have time. I'd rather stick with what I know because I'm not like an expert on all of cryptocurrency. I did get my computer science degree in 2004, habitually online every day. I know the internet. And as far as blockchains, I know Sui like very well in depth. I'm still learning about the NFTs, but the technology is amazing. And it gets back to the roots of Satoshi Nakamoto, decentralization. That's why he made Bitcoin, was because of the financial collapse of the banks and a way for people to get back the power. And Sui devs, Miston Labs, they said everything they build is with decentralization at its core. That means no Google and Microsoft and these huge corporations controlling everything. They're going to give the power back to the users. Like with Walrus Protocol, there's on-chain storage where you can store data. You can host websites from the Sui blockchain without Amazon Web Hosting Service, without Google Drive. You can store stuff, no risk of hacks. There's no data breach. No one's hacking the Sui blockchain anytime soon. They're even getting ready for quantum attacks already. Like that's how ready they are for the future. If you can't do it on Sui blockchain, it's not possible at all. That's definitely one thing I can say with my computer background. And the stuff that's capable is, once everyone finds out about it, it's just going to take off. And this is a layer one, launched in 2023. It's still early. Everybody talks about Solana. Sui's done what Solana has done in 1 year, what took Solana 3 years to do. So picture where that's going to go.
Sui Rewards, would you like to talk about your project? I know you guys said you'd like to come on space and share what you're doing with everything.
Yeah, let's do it. Thanks so much. Great to finally meet you, and it's been cool hearing what you guys are building so far. Excited to help contribute to it. So I'll just take a few minutes of your time if that's cool. So we are,
Absolutely. Of course.
thanks so much. So we're Sui Rewards Me, and our whole vision behind creating our project was to create a DEX that can help everybody win, if even just in small ways, to help show appreciation for supporting projects and building on Sui. So what we've done is kind of inspired from the old reflection coins on BSC, is we've kind of taken that model and instead baked it into our DEX. So instead of having to worry about people creating, I guess you could call them rewards tokens, but they used to call them tax tokens or reflection tokens. What you can do by using our DEX is set custom fees on top of the pool that you create, so that all the transactions that are completed on our DEX have little additional fees that go towards supporting the project itself. So the fees were geared around incentivizing everybody that's involved, so that way everybody can work together to build a strong project, a strong floor price, and a strong community. So just to run through them quickly, you can set a maximum of 5% holder rewards. So those are the rewards that get paid out per transaction to everybody that holds the coin. Liquidity builder, which is great for new projects, and we've just demonstrated that. We launched SRM coin on the 29th, so I guess like a day and a half ago now. And with only 100 liquidity, we've been able to boost it up to 1,800 Sui. So the liquidity builder has been proven with just the 1%. We've been able to 18x our liquidity just in a few days here. There's also a buyback and burn function that you can add. And what we did with the SRM coin launch was we put that on. It can go up to 3%, and it's already burned 30 million of our supply, which is really cool. And then to incentivize the founders, which is the biggest thing that we wanted to do. In the past, you would either do a pre-sale or you would run a mint, and you'd get a lump sum of money at the beginning. But what we wanted to do is find a way to incentivize founders and project leaders long term, so that way they can show up every day. And instead of giving them a giant lump sum in the beginning, instead give them a paycheck that's earned based on the work that they do and what they deliver to their community. So those are the fees that you can choose: holder rewards, liquidity builder, buyback and burn, and creator royalties. And then it's up to the project founder to convince all of their supporters and their community that the fees that they've selected are reasonable and worth doing because of the vision that they've painted. So we're trying to get away from projects without any kind of fortification going off the rails, by tying together the incentives and motivation for the holders, the creators, the people that are trading and providing volume, because they also get gains while they're inside of their trades, and then of course us. So as the DEX, we've taken no coins whatsoever for ourselves. There's no team allotment, there's no KOL allotment, there's no insider allotment. There's none of that because we wanted to have the same incentive as everybody else. So we take a 1% DEX fee, and that's the only way that we are making money off of this right now. So just to show you that we're transparent, we're in it with you to win. Everybody gets a piece, and everybody is encouraged to help share and promote and work together and make expos, come to spaces, and do all of those sorts of things. So we think that's going to be really powerful for helping projects grow and develop on Sui. As far as our coin goes, it's a 1 billion supply with no team allocation. It's been live for just short of 2 days now. We've pushed some really good stats. So if you go on our website and go to our pro dashboard, you can type in SRM, and then it has a full dashboard of all of the different rewards, all of the different stats that have gone through the coin. For example, like I said, we've burned, I believe it is 31 million of our supply. The creator royalty at 1% has collected 119 Sui. So that would be whoever creates the coin. So if you're launching a new project, you would have made, in our example, 119 Sui within 24 hours that you can then use to market your project, upgrade your tools, connect with other people, perhaps attend Basecamp, right? So all of that scales and compounds and gives the different projects money to operate without running into trouble several months after their pre-sale when they run out of money because perhaps maybe they made some bad decisions. And like I said, our liquidity is going up, and we had a good run yesterday, but I just want to tell everybody for transparency, at launch, and the reason why we didn't go full steam marketing ahead on X yet was, some of you may know that we did have some wallet connect issues. And the reason for that was because the nightly wallet adapter that we used, unfortunately had some incompatibility issues, and under inspection by another dev from CHOP that was helping with us and is now going to continue to work with us, which is really cool. It was found that there was some connection issues signing the transaction. Since then, last night, we've switched over to the Niston wallet. That seems to be all good to go. Perhaps we should have done that from the beginning, but we apologize. And now we are smooth sailings ahead. So we got the decks up and running. We're having Vitalement launch on our platform, hopefully in the next week or so. We've got 2 or 3 other projects that are super eager to launch as well. We just wanted to smooth out any kind of friction from the beginning, so that way we can feel confident hosting other projects. And we've got SRM Coin. So that's kind of an overview there. Thanks for your time. Come by our Discord if you'd like. I'd be happy to answer any questions. You guys take it from here.
I'm just on your
Yeah, Sui Rewards, if you can post something on your page to be put on the Jumbotron for people to see, I can put it up there for you. If you just repost and make your most recent post what you want to be shared. And then Richie had a question.
Yeah, I'm just on your
Sure.
website. So suirewards.me, right?
SuiRewards.me, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm on. I connected my wallet, and then I was trying to swap some Sui into the SRM, but when I swap, it says no single coin object has enough balance to cover the sell amount. But I have Sui in the wallet. So I'm wondering what I'm
Yeah,
doing wrong.
for sure. So some of you may know about the whole merging thing on Sui. So
Yeah.
right now, in order to, so that error is generated because of a merging thing. So I would suggest you going and merging your coins. Our dev, in order to fix that, first of all, we wanted to prioritize fixing the wallet connect so it could go through. He's putting in a auto merge feature today that he's working on right now, which should wrap up that error, and then we should be good to go. That's the last kind of thing hovering over our shoulders a bit. So what we've been suggesting is go to our website and use the merge at the top, the $ with the green and the purple. If that's not there because he's swapping it over, then you can use Sui coins, or some of the wallets have it too.
Yeah, I came across the same because I'm also making a DEX, and we came across the same problem. it's that confusing when it first happens. You're like, what the hell is going on? And then
Right? Yeah,
like,
totally.
Oh, right,
Totally.
I get it. Okay.
Yeah, totally. And the thing is that we're onboarding people from other chains as well. So naturally, everyone's like, merge coins. I never split them. What the heck are you talking about, right? So it's like, oh, so posting the description, and we agree it's frustrating. It's top of our priority list. Every day we're adding it, right? Like this is version 1. We released a minimum viable product. We're a brand new system of rewards. It's never been done before. Bear with us. Like we've been saying, every day we're active and taking all of your feedback. So if you want to say something to us and you don't want to come up and speak, just come in our Discord, make a ticket, or drop a feedback. But everything is
Well,
going to be
I'll tell you,
improved.
I pressed the dollar coin, I merged my coins, and then now I bought some SRM, so it works.
Yeah,
I'd say that if you get that warning, just say like when you click on it, if someone hasn't merged, then in the warning, just say click on the merge button and merge your coins. I think for some people they might be a bit cautious though. That's the thing.
Of course.
They're like, what? Merge my what?
Yeah, well, if you're using Cetus or one of like the big projects for your transacting, they've resolved that. So they're like, I didn't have to do this elsewhere, and it's like, yeah, we're working through it. It's all gravy. Just let us know. Do let us know, and there will be some outliers here, there, and quality of life improvements. Currently, right now on the dashboard, we don't have market cap or holder count. He is doing that as we speak. So that should be able to get in there quickly. And then, yeah, if you think we're missing anything else, give us a heads up. If it's reasonable, we'll add it.
That was the other thing, because I was looking for market cap, because it says
I've been
on
looking for
your
market
X
cap
that
too.
We're at like 60 to 80K, I believe, right now, the last I checked.
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
if you want to see the chart, you go to swap, then go to pro swap, then type in
That's right.
the coinker, type in
Yeah.
S. So it
Just
brings up
type in S.
Sui SRM.
Yeah.
Yeah, then bring that up.
Exactly.
Then
Exactly.
it finds everything.
Yeah, and on that
I like
note,
buying things new.
So the post that I made, this is as early as you can get, because I'm not asking you to buy our coin, but if you believe in us, we have 145 holders, I think. So you're one of the first 150 people in the world to ever buy on a rewards DEX. So take that as a grain of salt if you're asking yourself if you're early. The way that we're setting up our Discord and handling the projects coming in to fuel our growth is, first of all, the 1% creator royalty that we have on SRM is not going to us at all. That is going entirely to funding the ecosystem, providing liquidity for SRM coin, which we just used yesterday's royalties to do so.
Sui Rewards, real quick. Do you want me to put on the Jumbotron your pinned post or the one you just posted the most recently, which was 58 minutes ago?
The one with the stats 59 minutes ago, I reposted it. SRM is live on Sui. That's all of our most recent stats for the best up to date.
Okay, I'll put that one on the Jumbotron right now.
Sweet.
And just so you guys know, I have posted the link to Richie's Crypto Mischief YouTube page. You can actually get a visual of this space on his YouTube channel. If you go there, you can actually see the stuff happening that he's doing.
Yeah.
So I recommend everyone go to that YouTube page. It adds a whole different dynamic and a visual element to this space,
Yeah.
which we will be starting to stream on Kick as well, hopefully by next Thursday, depending how quickly I can get all that set up. But it's definitely something that's going to happen. We're going to be multi-platform streaming from the Accelerator page very soon.
I'm just buying up your coin at the moment.
And just quickly, I will say, go subscribe.
Richie, if you ever get anything, get some for me too, because I can't buy during the space. I'll get you back for it. If you buy it, I trust it.
I'll get you 5 Sui worth. I bought twice, but now I was buying in increments of 5 Sui. But now it says swap failed excessive slippage. Does that mean the slippage is too high? It should be like 1%.
Yeah,
right?
I had to adjust my slippage.
So we are only like 80K market cap, so it is super small. So while we're on the low end still, you're going to have to be flexible a little bit. Some people are using like, starting at 5, going to 10, etc. So as we get bigger, we did start at an extremely small market cap. So that will all work out as more liquidity gets dumped in and more people provide LP, and we'll get that down quite a bit. But it's a micro still for sure.
Exactly. That's why actually, just to explain, the reason I was buying in with 5 Sui is because it's a new coin, and there's no reason ever when you find a new coin. Of course, new coins there's a risk, right? The chart will go up and down a lot, volatile.
Totally.
But, so always just start with small buys to essentially test the system, and then as more liquidity is added and more people come into the project, then higher volume buys are available essentially. So you can add liquidity as well, huh?
Yeah, exactly. And then you gain a portion of that 1% liquidity pool fee that's taken. So you could choose to either put all of your coins in SRM, or you could sell some of those or keep some of those aside, put them into liquidity, and then you get put into a much smaller pool of all the people providing liquidity, and then you share 1% of volume amongst yourselves as well.
Nice. So it's recommended to put the liquidity into the into the SRM coin, right?
Correct. Yeah, that's the only coin, the only pool that we have listed right now. So what we wanted to avoid was, because we started at such a low market cap, was anybody getting an obscene percent of the supply, which happened in the beginning just because the market cap was so low. But everybody was in the Discord and we hadn't started outside marketing yet. So we were able to talk to them in the Discord and they all reduced their sizes. So we're good to go there. But so if you have like thousands of dollars that you're wanting to put in, I wouldn't suggest just buying the coin straight. I'd suggest splitting it up and just until we get some more market cap, right?
Yeah.
If I could tell you a little bit, just my one last little tangent here. I know I've been very appreciative of your time. So our vision with onboarding other projects coming in, like Battlement, for example, is the way that we're viewing this is that every project we launch, we're going to bring into our Discord. And because we're the DEX ourselves, we're set to absorb their communities, because naturally people are going to want to look into us in order to be confident that the project Battlement, for example, is listing on us and that the money is safe. So what we suspect to happen is all of the projects that we list will be coming and joining our Discord and having exposure to SRM, because we're the DEX going right. And what we want to do is, as the Discord server compounds and adds and absorbs entire other communities of people wanting to launch, what we'll do is we'll create a backroom channel where all the different creators and founders, I guess kind of similar to this, but more on a focused SRM scale, where they can all have access to me and Urban, our dev. We can talk about ideas and they can also work amongst themselves. And then our Discord kind of becomes this theater where new projects come in, they can pitch to our community, we can absorb their community, we can help promote them, and the people in our Discord will have insight into the ground floor access to all of these different projects that are going to be listing. So we think that the ability to compound and accelerate this and really make a huge impact on Sui, combined with taking some of the profits from the 1% creator royalties on SRM coin and creating kind of like a growth fund where people can apply for different grants and things, all paid for by money raised from the volume of the coin down the road. So we just
Sui Rewards, I have a question.
Sure, that's it,
With
man.
what we're doing with Accelerator, and did you hear about the NFT access passes that we're doing and what we're doing for Sui? Because it sounds like you're doing something similar. So what would you consider partnering with the Accelerator and putting up a portion of your coins to be distributed to the NFT holders?
That sounds great, but we kept none of the coins. So the coins that we would be giving to you, we would have to buy out of pocket from the market. That is something that we can do once we have sustained volume coming in and the creator royalties are pumping. But any allocation we gave you would have to be purchased directly with the creator royalties. We didn't want to handle any allocations ourselves, just for full transparency. We wanted this to be a community coin. So if we did that, we would have to pay out of pocket, and that would have to be a bit down the road when we have sufficient to do so.
Well, we don't have every single partner even has a coin, and that's fine as long as you can show legitimacy. And I know as far as Sui Trump goes, no coins were allocated at all to the dev either. Richie bought all the coins he has with his own money from himself, and he put up 1% of his supply. Is that correct?
Right, yeah. That is correct.
Okay.
Yeah,
so, I mean that's
definitely doable.
Okay.
It is doable. Yeah, it's not advised, but it is doable.
No, we can talk more about that.
I did that
We've
too.
kind of had our heads like in war mode for the last 24 hours, getting all of that sorted out. I know we talked about it kind of briefly before. That is totally doable, but as far as time implementation for that, then we can talk about that in DMs because we respect you guys and we messaged you guys in the very beginning. And I said to my partner, it was kind of funny in the beginning. It was very kind of formal. And then yesterday I heard from you and you're like, hey, we'd like to talk. And I'm like, yes, they came around. I was very proud that you guys, that we caught your attention. So that's great.
Yeah, it's hard getting everybody on the same page, and there's so many people claiming to be this and that,
Yeah, totally.
Eventually we'll get through it.
Well, and this is why we wanted to launch the SRM coin, because we're sitting here and we weren't gonna launch it for a few more months when we have the launch pad up, and we're sitting here going like, okay, we're telling everyone we got something brand new, but everyone's afraid to use it. What do we do? And it's like, okay, well, let's go ahead and demonstrate everything. They can come on the launch pad. We'll absorb all of these blows with wallet issues in the beginning. We don't want to launch a project and then be bricked, right? So we're like, okay, let's push it up. Let's get this going. Let's prove that it works. We'll get some credibility and be able to have something to stand on, and then speak to people like you.
Okay, so one question I always like to ask is, from what I've seen from my experience in doing moderation and projects, is something will go wrong in a project and then the team starts pointing fingers at everyone else. So what I like to try and, grind down and get down to, who is the developer, who is responsible for the project, and if it's a team, who are they? Are they doxed? Would you dox with us personally and we can say you doxed? What are your answers to that?
Yeah, sure. So the answer is the developer is Urban Blazer. He is my brother. I've known him my whole life. We have been building together since 2018. We have launched several other kind of niche products to experiment with tech on chains like Phantom and BSC. After that, I did personally NFT consulting for the whole NFT bull run. I worked with over 12 projects. We raised well over $1 million through all of those mints. Some were successful, some were not. I am the front of house of this operation. He is the back of house. That is the way that we have been training ourselves. We've learned all of the skills ourselves. He has worked with mentors as far as coding goes, but otherwise he is self-taught as well. This is the culmination of all of the different things we've experimented with since 2018. As far as KYC goes, we haven't done it officially yet. If we join your project and you want to dox to you, that's no problem. certainly. And Urban has, it's not his priority to have the Discord monitored, so I'm acting as an intermediary. But we're hoping to do a joint X Spaces very soon, so everyone can get to formally meet him. And yeah, I think that covers your question.
Yeah, I'm always willing to facilitate any type of AMA, or you want to have a structured live space to answer questions or just announce whatever you want, and it's recorded so you can have it on record. And of course, you know, if you don't want to be completely doxxed publicly, if you do it with us personally, we can say that you've done that, which people that trust us can, you know, by proxy trust that you doxed with us. But would you say you're already doxed already?
Not officially. People may know who I am, but I'm not officially doxxed, no.
Okay, right on. Yeah, because like I said, the accelerator page, we're going to support projects that are legitimate.
For
You know,
sure.
we might not be able to make content for you and just go all out like the ones that provide some sort of benefits to the access pass holders, but at least, you know, retweeting or posting something that any project that is being legitimate, it's not required that you contribute to the NFT pass. So that's one thing that was important to me.
Great.
I
Okay.
will
Go
explain
ahead, Pace.
some projects, they they add benefits in different ways, whether it's for the community or for our team of devs. So yeah, it's not always 100% necessary. We do ask for donation. If you can't, that's also fine as well. We can always take that conversation offline, but I could definitely see how Sui Rewards, and I will say I'm very impressed. Sui
Thank you.
Rewards could help all our partners and our community as a whole. So yeah, we can take this conversation offline, and hopefully, yeah, we can work something out and help each other grow. That'd be great.
Sounds good. And just to be clear, the reason for hesitation with doxing with you, we would have no problem doing it. Is our current existing jobs would be sensitive to it. So we're hoping to be done with that in time for base camp next year. You know what I mean, or even sooner. And we're gonna come full blown. It's just we have to just err a little bit on the side of caution to protect ourselves. But if you wanted to dox privately, then we don't have any issues with that.
Totally understandable.
100%. Yeah. Because honestly, I'm not publicly doxxed. I don't want to do that based on risk to my personal family. But, you know, I have personally doxxed to Paste, to Meme Coin Mobster. Richie has like my whole entire history. I sent him every document I possibly could send him.
Nice.
And he's, you know, on
Yeah,
YouTube.
I didn't ask for that though. You just said it to me.
I know you didn't.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
volunteered it. I sent
Yeah,
every
yeah.
document I had because I would give Richie my Bitcoin seed phrase. He would never do
Wow.
anybody wrong.
That says a
Oh,
lot.
for sure.
There's a lot of
Nice.
pressure.
He's like the ultimate integrity. Like he's why I'm here. So yeah, he's a great guy. So I could say, you know, I've doxed to him. He can say that happened. So I
Yeah.
can
For
say
sure.
that.
Yeah,
So
and that's what
I
we're all
got through
about,
to
right?
the. I've got a question next. So I got through to the liquidity section. So I found that to add liquidity to the SRM, I had to find the token address for SRM to put in the pool, then add liquidity. But then to do
It's
it, I had to
funny
go
because
to Sui Scan and then find the transaction where I bought the car, then take the wallet address, then paste the wallet address into the pool section, right? Which is quite
Yeah,
long-winded.
we have all. Yeah, absolutely. And this is the feedback that we're after. So like I said, we got it up.
Yeah.
It works. We're not claiming it's a version 10, it's a version 1. Give us the
Yeah, yeah,
feedback like you're doing. And this is all great stuff, right? Because we on mainnet, we haven't purchased a single coin. Last night when we were having wallet issues, I'm like, well, I could try and put through a one SUI order. I just don't want any record of us buying a coin on it. As far
yeah.
as that goes, yeah, we can get that all resolved. We're going to clean it up and make it as user friendly as possible. We're getting market cap and holder count added to the pro swap as well because that's an issue. But yeah, we'll add it to the list, my friend. That sounds like a good suggestion.
So then adding liquidity, what's the recommended slippage tolerance? And it's set at 0.5, but I'm guessing it might need to be higher.
I would say probably operates under the same madness as if you were trading the coin, or you could try
So like
slightly
one.
less and see if that works. Yeah, 1 to 5, something like
I
that.
did 0.5 and it worked for me, but when I bought tokens, I had to put 10%.
Okay,
So you're
there
degenning as
you
well.
go.
Yes, I feel like you and I are going through the exact same process right now. I was on Sui Scan looking for the
I'm just
contract address so I could add to LP.
I'm just so glad we're at the point where it's manageable now, and it's like, okay, it's working for most people. It's got to be a setting somewhere that we can help you with, and it's just a matter of figuring out what that preference is to get it to go through. So
Yeah, Sui Rewards, I recommend hooking up with Richie from Crypto Mischief YouTube. He's speaking as Sui Trump right now because that's the coin he made on
oh, cool.
Sui. But he has a crypto channel on YouTube, Crypto Mischief. He does all different chains, 5 years strong. He can help you with whatever you're trying to do.
Sweet. And
And yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say also, so we've been on Chop Spaces twice. They are legends. I just give me 5 seconds. If you guys haven't looked at Chop yet, check him out. The guy knows what's up. He does spaces like
Love
every
Chop.
day.
He's partnered with us already, bro. That's
Okay,
where I
cool.
started off.
Okay, cool. So you guys have good taste. So that's great. So anyways, what I'm getting at is when we were having the wallet adapter issues at first, their dev was in our chat. He DM'd us, worked with us that night. Last night he worked with us again after we got Miston set up just to get the transaction signing properly. Because of that, and also beyond that, Chop has a wonderful pre-sale platform. So we're thinking about partnering with them, or actually we've proposed it to them about them being our official pre-sale platform for anyone that wants to do that. Because right now you have to come with us to liquidity because we don't have a bonding curve or anything. So we're thinking about partnering with them for that. And then beyond that, their dev and Urban, my partner, is working together. So they're going to trade back end work for front end work, hopefully, or just something like that. So we'll have another eye on making the UI UX very friendly and usable and optimized for everybody very, very soon.
That's a good
That's
thing.
that's awesome.
Are
I
you?
mean, this is why I like doing the spaces because it's like you're talking about Chop, and I'm like, bro, we're partnered with him. That's where I started off on spaces.
Yeah,
He's why I'm
yeah.
here on these spaces. He's been doing it every day since
Like 100
October.
days or something.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I can't
Are you
imagine.
talking about Pumpa, by the way? On Telegram, he goes by Pumpa, the dev.
Oh, perhaps. Yeah, I know him on Discord as Stop Loss. I think it's something similar to what you're saying, if not that, on Telegram.
Okay, because he actually works with the Stacks team as well, and he's been helping us with a few things in the back end for Sui Accelerator.
Cool.
Some things that we haven't announced yet. So
Yeah, he's a lifesaver, man. Props to him.
yeah, he is. He's a good guy.
Yep. Yep. So that's super welcome. So it seems like everything is falling into place. There was a bit of turmoil in the beginning. We had to dispel the FUD. I had some guy buy our Sui NS and try to extort money out of us on the first day. That was fun. Dealt with that. Uh, Last night, overnight, we had another guy posting, and you might even, I woke up to this today. Okay. So up till 5 a.m., I wake up, fresh start. Okay. Marketing full steam ahead. And then I see all these posts from this guy posting images and screenshots of our token being listed on other platforms like Blue Move and Raiden. And he's like, "Oh, your project's a scam. I'm going to expose you to everybody and all this." And there's no pool created on any of those pages, right? Like, what are you doing? It's only if we have the only pool. So what I think is he might have bought into a scam SRM coin somewhere else. And then caused this huge ruckus that I had to spend the first hour of my day dealing with. So if you caught on to that and would like an explanation, just go to our Twitter feed. It's all listed there. I've addressed it all.
Well, yeah, what I can definitely chime in on that is that when you're a project, you need to make sure to tell people exactly where they should be buying your coin because there is a thing called making like malicious liquidity pools
Yes.
where so you need to be careful with that, and you should tell people you should follow the official buy link on the Twitter page or on your website or in your Telegram, whatever you're doing. You should say, this is where you buy the coin. If you see LPs on other platforms, they can take your coin, the actual real coin, same contract address, and pair it in a malicious way.
Totally.
So you need to make sure that people are buying at the right place.
Yeah. So leading up to launch and the day before launch, we put up like I think it's still our pin post properly outlining how much liquidity there was going to be. We were putting in 100 Sui, although low. We wanted to test how our system works, and we wanted to show projects that you don't need a lot of liquidity to pull this off. So that way the barrier to entry is low. And then as far as the official links, yeah, we made it very clear it was only going to be available exclusively on us. It's unfortunate that that happened, but also posting pictures of pools that aren't ours, saying we rugged and all that was nice to wake up to. So that's all dealt with in the past. And yeah, we'll make an effort to routinely continue to post that, because there's going to be outliers and that stuff's going to happen certainly. And unfortunately, we don't have full control over that.
Yeah. So there's the other side to it, is user responsibility. If people are wanting to get your coin and they don't even go to the official website and they're just buying whatever, that's not your fault as a developer. So
yeah,
as long as you're doing your part, everybody else has to also DYOR, do your own research. So you can't feel totally responsible if somebody gets mad at you for their mistake. You have to be like, it was there for you to see.
Right, exactly. So as far as aiding that, because we're going to be effectively a launch pad, right? So what we've done is on the pro page, you can actually see how much liquidity is in the pool. You can see the fees that they've set. So when you're going to complete a trade, like let's face it, if somebody makes, there's some people that want to make a meme coin on SRM that has max fees. So that would be 14% in and 14% out. Right. So then you're going to have to take another step, and then you're going to have to check into the project and look into it and be like, are these guys worth that? Because if they've got 100K plus followers and they've got big backings and the hype to support it, well, that's going to be a hell of a ride, right? But you have to make sure with what you're investing in that it's sustainable for your needs and that you can still follow your trading plan. And let's face it, there's going to be some projects that'll probably try and rug with us too, right? Whether it's buying their own coin or if they're not locking their LP, I mean, they could do that. So we can't prevent all of that. But what we have done to help make the whole user experience more enjoyable long term is we have a pools page that has an analytics of all of the different pools that are created. Right now, it's just ours plus the test pools, of course, but you'll be able to actually go through there and sort what looks good and what looks appetizing to you.
Well, I think would be a good solution to that, Sui Rewards, is the projects that are wanting to list with you, if they could come on the Sui Accelerator and do a live space and let us look at their project, we can add them to projects that we say we give the thumbs up to, would be a huge start.
So would you want to create,
that's what we're trying to do.
What we could do is create a funnel then. So obviously not every project has to speak to us to list. Right now they do. That's because we're in phase one. Once we run a few days with no issues and everything's worked out, our goal is making sure that we can welcome people in without any hiccups at all. So once we reach that
100%.
stage, which will be this week, hopefully, we'll transition into phase two. Anyone can then create a pool without even speaking to us. But the projects that do reach out and want help, we will do so. We will work with them. We'll introduce them to our ecosystem. And then if you wanted to funnel them from us to go to you as like kind of a second interview, I think that would be awesome. Totally.
Yeah, for sure, because you wouldn't want to block anyone from just using your product, because remember, we have to think internationally. And this is something I've learned by being involved in so many communities. Not everybody speaks English, right?
Right.
There's a whole world out there trading crypto. So,
right.
There's going to be people using the project that don't speak English. They're just wanting to do stuff on Sui. So, we could just give the projects that want to take that extra step of verification and be like, yeah, these ones, thumbs up from us. And still, it's never a solid guarantee. Like,
of course,
if something happens, it's still not on us, but at least we did some due diligence and can say what we did check and what we did find out. And definitely, if we ever find out a project has gone astray, we would definitely announce it and say we're not supporting them anymore. 100%.
Yeah, that would be cool, man. It would be nice to have some kind of like board of people or groups that you kind of have to pass through, and then at the end of it you get some kind of like stamp of approval, and then just let them know that can be revoked if they sway from what their promises were. I think that could be something pretty powerful, actually. Very cool.
That's exactly what we're doing, and
Nice.
we don't charge for it either. It's not a paid. It's not like, oh, you get paid, you pay money, and then you can get this approval. That's not going to happen. We've already been approached. I'm sure Paste already, people coming to us with projects where the dev is not available. It's just shady, and they want to post something. We won't do it. It doesn't matter how much money they offer. We're not trying to be making profits from this stuff.
Yeah,
It's for actual verification.
you'd be surprised how many projects we actually have to turn away.
Oh,
We
not
explain.
surprised.
Yeah,
Not
yeah,
surprised at
true.
all.
But we just explain. We're like, that's not what we do. We don't operate like that.
Yeah, and that's good. That's so good. Everyone gets bought off. This majority of the space is just riddled with fake engagement, and we just wanna be done with it just as much as you guys. So we support that fully.
Right on. Yeah, that's what we're about. And, I've been part of a project where the developer trusted me so much. He literally gave me all of the coins from his developer wallet, everything he had, full control of
Oh my
everything.
God.
And it was up to like 86% bonded. And I could have just taken off
Yeah,
with 100 grand
yeah,
easy. I stayed solid, and those coins are still there to this day, which
good,
I won't, say what it is because he might be working with us in the future. But,
cool.
you know, I've already gone through it. I can show people with proof. Like if I was a scammer, I already had a chance to make 100 grand and be gone,
Yeah,
and I didn't. It's on chain, like provable.
that's it.
So
That's great.
we're all about doing things correctly, building Sui, promoting transparency, integrity, doing the right thing. That's what we're all about.
That's it, man. And that's why we didn't take a team allocation or pay out anyone allocations like we've had several people ask, et cetera. And we're like, we're not doing paid KOL marketing in the beginning. We got to build this organically because we can't gauge if we're doing well. If I pump our pin post to 3,500 likes and we have like less than that in followers, right? It would just be stupid. And a lot of projects launch with 100K likes and 4 posts. And it's just not,
Yeah.
it's just stupid. So we didn't keep any supply. I haven't made a single transaction. Show me where I made a transaction. You know what I mean? We are driving this so hard because we just want people to feel comfortable. The coin is to generate money to fund the project, to push awareness, to reward people, to do different, eventually airdrops and perks where we can like incentivize competitions. We want to be able to create a growth fund so that we can push other projects up and help them with their initial liquidity and help them with their marketing. Like the whole SRM coin is dedicated towards making it a success. The exchange fees right now, we're not taking anything out of it. We're paying off some tool upgrades and some other things. We're investing it all back in for the time being. And yeah, we're as transparent as we can be. If you have other ideas outside of the doxing to you, which we can do, by all means, let us hear it.
Well, I just want to remind everyone again, part of why we're here is because this will be the last Sui builders before the NFT access pass on Sunday. So in case anyone missed the starting, the Sui Accelerator page has an access NFT that has a mint this Sunday, May 4th. And there's only 1,000 of them, and there's going to be a lot of people on the whitelist. If you're part of any of the projects that we're partnered with, you're going to be on the whitelist. And even though you're on the whitelist, it's still going to be first come, first serve. There's only 1,000 of them. So even if you're on the whitelist, if you don't make it on that time and date, you'll miss out. So you got to be ready to get one of those because the value is already worth more than what the mint price costs on the whitelist. So that's one thing I wanted to remind everyone of. If you want to be part of the Access Pass, it's 25 Sui on the whitelist this Sunday. And it was
Is it
Paste. It was what time
sorry?
Eastern, you said, is the whitelist start?
So the whitelist will start at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Okay. 11 a.m. Eastern Standard. So then that's 8 a.m. in Pacific, right?
Yeah, that's correct, Wise.
Right on. You have a question about that, the pass Sui Rewards?
Not in particular. What's going to be your supply for it?
All of our partners that we've shown on our page, sometimes we'll post like all the partners we have so far. They've already put up like either a percentage of their supply, some other sort of benefit if they don't have coins.
No,
And
Wise, he means the supply for the NFTs. It'll be 1,000.
Correct. 1,000.
oh,
Okay.
okay, yeah,
Cool.
1,000.
So what I'll do is, why don't you message me after this, and we'll see if we can contribute something to that, because right now 1% of our supply is super cheap, like probably under $100, I would imagine. We are a micro though, so that can blow up massively. So there is some value in it, I think. So let's talk about it after and see if we can contribute somehow to being a part of that. It sounds really cool.
Love it.
Yeah, I'd message Paste there. He's with the mobster. You know,
Yeah,
he'd be the best person to contact about that.
I was actually the one earlier that was reaching out to you.
Okay, hi.
Hello, hello. I just sent you a message as well. So yeah, we can take it offline and chat about all this stuff. But super excited for what you guys are doing.
Sweet. Thank you. Appreciate your support, man. Yeah, we'll chat more for sure.
Absolutely.
I mean, I can't imagine what, you know, a booster or Sui Rewards combined with like Accelerator, that's like a major double multiplier that people could have. Like they're verified with Sui Rewards and on Accelerator. It's like this project is like gold stamp sealed above and beyond. You know, that can be a really cool thing.
It sounds really
That's what I'm
good.
looking forward to.
It actually sounds really good, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Well, we got to build out.
Because I remember last October, it was just like you know, no holds bar, anything goes.
Oh my
You know,
God.
move pump was like pump fun. It was wild. You don't know where to start, so
Yeah,
we're trying to get that organized.
we got to break free from that. So if we can add some integrity and some a little bit of a cushion, and we can earn the respect of the people to trust us and keep that, I think that would be really cool, because like I said, with SRM, we're kind of a launch pad, we're kind of a DEX, and we got this rewards thing, and there's so many cool things we could do with it. But we don't want to be like Pump, where we just litter the whole Sui chain with 1.5 million garbage coins based on someone's cat and all these things. Obviously there'll be cats, but not 1.5 million of them, right? So if we can help get like a trusted feed of information and projects that are worth looking into, I think that'd be great.
Yeah, that's exactly what we're trying to do. I mean, it's definitely a good starting place. And of course, you know, each of us have our own X pages where we can, you know, talk more about the things that we personally like ourselves. But, you know, the accelerator is definitely going to be a great page and program for people to start with. I mean, it's something that I wish was around last year, because there's so many pages on X that are actively promoting projects that have definitely been a bad actor,
Yeah,
saying that they're like building the network, like, oh, look at this project they're building, like they just did a scam like a week ago. What are you doing? This is pathetic. So I mean,
and 2 years from
we're
now
trying to
you'll
avoid
see
that.
them arrested or something, right? It'll show up in the news
Yeah.
three years down the road, and you're like, oh, told you.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
It kind of sounds like you have an issue with cats, though.
No, not at all. You said, I said dogs and cats, to be fair, but you get what I mean,
Okay,
right?
I didn't hear the dog part. I was actually going to ask you,
I might
are you
have
more
just
of a
said
dog guy or
cats.
a
I
cat
might have
guy?
just said cats. I'll have to check the recording. It's possible. Just to give you guys all an update, we've just pushed the update. The merge process is removed. The auto merge is now implemented. FYI.
Yeah, and there is a tool that's you can access on your wallet on Slush. There is like Sui Incinerator for, like, you know, if you want to get junk coins off your wallet, you know, and it'll warn you if you might be doing the wrong coin. But there's also Sui. I'd have to look up the name, but it's hard during the space. But there is a tool that you can merge your coins through an official Miston Labs sponsored page.
Yes.
But I just don't have it available with me right now. But you can go through, and you just pay the gas, which is super cheap, and it can merge all the objects that are all over the place into one object. which is
What
why
a
this problem happens.
what a concept, eh? It's so taboo to people. They're like, my coins are split into different piles. What the heck's going on?
Yeah, it's weird,
But we're-
right?
Well, that's the thing. That's exactly what makes the Sui blockchain so lightning fast.
Of
Is
course.
it's parallel execution. It's horizontal scaling. There's never a bottleneck. So there's no waiting for a block to fill before it goes to the next one. That's why the price of gas never increases. That's why the more people that use it, it actually gets faster because it adds validators. Because every single thing on Sui blockchain is an object. It's not the same type of model at all. If you've been in crypto a while, it's completely different. You have to think completely
Yeah.
separate than everything you've been doing your whole cryptocurrency career. So it's really amazing to see what's possible. And with Walrus protocol, being able to have on-chain self-custody storage where it's your data, like they used to say, not your keys, not your crypto. Well, now it's like not your keys, not your data, not your website.
Yeah. 100%.
You actually own your data and you own access to that data.
Very important. Which was the project recently? Artifact on NFTs just recently set all of their NFT images to this cannot be displayed.
Yikes.
Yep.
Yeah. You're
So
worried about data breaches, things can get hacked. That's not happening with the Sui blockchain. There's no one going to hack into Sui. That's impossible. And just less than a month ago, KuCoin was down because of Amazon Web Services.
no way.
Even Adani himself from Miston Labs said if they would be hosting their website with Walrus, that wouldn't have happened. There would be no outages. The solutions are here to be found, and Miston Labs and Sui are just waiting for developers and people to realize this. We have solutions to your problems here. Come find us. They're not making it obvious. They're making people find it naturally.
Are you guys or the team over at Basecamp right now? We wanted to go so bad. Can't wait to go next year.
Well, I mean, I am there. I have a picture of me there with, the toilet intern, in spirit as a virtual reality existence.
Oh, there's a video of you now there too.
Yeah.
There's
Nice.
a brand new video that just got released of you and intern having a great time at Sui Basecamp together. Go check it out.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very
Dunny is a AI video wizard. I sent him my base character that I created, and it is created from an actual picture of me. So it's not completely fake. It's not just a made up thing. It's made from my picture, but it is AI. And yeah, so that's been fun. Putting myself in different scenes.
Yeah.
And I haven't even watched what Dunny made. I'm excited to see what he made because I know some of the stuff he's done before.
That's awesome. Okay, well you're there more than we are anyways. That's awesome. Yeah, so that's our goal for sure. We want to go out and meet people, full docs. I would love to get on stage and talk about it. See, this is why I was saying to you guys in private about wanting to set up a more one-on-one spaces is not simply because I want the spotlight. It's simply because I can talk about this forever. And if you guys want to do a 4-hour
100%.
spaces, if you want to do a 4-hour spaces, I'm game. My problem is with the roundtable ones, I end up consuming everybody else's time because I give super detailed
that's
answers. So
Sui Rewards, if you want to set up an AMA specific for you and your project, that's the whole purpose of the space. That's what I do. I don't charge anything at all to do it. It's free. I will host it. Anytime you want to schedule that, I can do it for you. I do this full time. This is all I do.
let's do it, man. 100%. As many as you're willing to offer me. We got to push this. We got to get people trusting us, and we got to get some big accounts to pick us up. Right now, we've only got just over 2,000 followers on X. from my experience with NFTs, the way I look at it is if I have 2,000 followers, the only people that are going to take me seriously have no more than like 8,000 followers. And then once we get to 5,000, then people up to 10 and 15 will take us serious. And it's just a matter of climbing that scale and getting in front of more people. But if anyone's listening has connections to big accounts or to notable people in the space that would be willing to sit down, have them contact me or be the mediator, I will show up and I will make our case and I'll do it gladly.
Just make sure to send me a DM and like with your Telegram or your Discord, all your information in a DM so we can schedule something, and you know, it will be done from me personally, Wise Degen, you know, when it's that type of format, and we can definitely get that done for you.
Let's do it. Sounds great, man. I'm honored that you're asking. That's wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah, 100% no charge. I'm not gonna be like, oh, well, you have to put coins up. There's no BS. It's just, if you want to show that you're legit, I want to help you show that you're legit. That's what I do. So I'm looking forward to that.
Sounds good.
Dunny, how's it going with you? I love Aquashock.
Wise Degen, I'm doing very well, thank you. It's excellent spaces so far. You've had some good speakers, and it's been nice listening to everyone's. Always such a great time on Thursdays here listening. So yeah, Aquashock. Quick update on that. Yeah, we just had our 1 month anniversary. We launched on Move Pump. We are a pretty good little meme coin. We bonded.
It's been a month already?
Pardon me. Yeah,
Wow.
It's been a month. It was just a month.
Time flies.
I fully fair launched the token when I launched. Minute one, I created a tandem pool on Turbos, and I chucked like a good chunk of supply in there, locked it forever. I had 22 to 25% of the supply locked for the first month. The locks just came up. I relocked them all again on Chop Swap for 3 months. So everything's there. All those tokens that are locked on there are going to be used for the project, hopefully for future listings and future partnerships with the Sui Accelerator, and maybe some farms and maybe some rewards or even some staking things, all kinds of cool stuff that we can do with that supply down the road. And then, yeah, we're doing some really cool Aquashock Labs AI stuff for Sui Basecamp. I'm really just having a good time and passionate, fun time just whipping up some art. So those have been fun to share.
You actually made the first NFT oddity for me, because I made a joke about having a Barbie Aquashock.
You did.
And then you put it together like immediately.
Yeah, it's really fun.
Like
I love just learning and trying new things. So I went on Tradeport. The interface was like really easy and fun. And then so I've created a NFT. When I make the video, I'm doing a 1-of-1 NFT for each video. And then so far, I've just been gifting them to like really cool people in the spaces. I think I'm going to start giving some to some holders. I think there's like 7 or 8 now, and they're little animated NFTs. And that's the cool thing about Sui, is that everything is a object and so malleable that I can do these cool things, put them up there, and then later on down the line, because they can act as an object, I'm pretty sure I can send tokens I can do all kinds of pretty crazy stuff with it, as I'm sure a lot of people here know. So those are out, and that's exciting and fun. And then, yeah, the supply management, I'm pretty proud of that. And then I'm also proud of our liquidity. We have over
fully docs, show your face on camera.
Yeah,
right
that's me. That's my face. You know, it is what it is. That's who I am. And you can see.
But you do have videos of actually you speaking, not as a blue face. You do have.
I do. That's right. I try to do one a week, just because that could be my little point of differential. I just like bringing those little intangible things, I guess, you know. And I think about all the times that I've been in a holder and good meme coins, and I'm like, you know, what do I like to see? What would I like to see from my dev? So Aquashock's really good little basic token. I don't want it to be too overwhelming with too much craziness, but there is good added utility with the NFTs, the Sui Accelerator, and then hopefully working with some more partners in the future. Just a good real retail focus. When people come to Sui, then they can feel comfortable holding it, and it looks cool in the wallet, and it's going to be pretty good. And we're working with all kinds of cool people.
And that's another thing too, for as far as the Access Pass NFTs, what me and Dunny are going to be capable of doing for your projects, and the AI videos that we'll be able to create are like stuff people charge like $300, $500 per short clip.
Yeah,
and we'll
like
just
those
do it
aren't
for you
cheap
for
when I
free.
talk to the other people that were doing them. So I was just like, you know what, I enjoy doing it, so I'm gonna do it myself. For any of the Sui Accelerator programs that want me to whip something up for them, I'm happy to do so. And then that can be a built-in kind of utility for Aquashock in the future. I've been thinking about ways to. Someone in the last spaces, it was a really insightful thing, was talking about you need a way to generate income for your coin, which just makes total basic sense if you're going to run it like a business and you have to generate income somehow. So I think I'm going to incorporate the AI Aquashock Labs into some form of monetization, and that's my plan on that.
Yeah, and Dunny was the first person that I gave all my secrets and tricks and AI tools and how to do everything,
You
because I
didn't
knew
even
he'd do
say
the
a
right thing with them.
secret, the Coke recipe, and you've got good tools. You built you're if anyone knows Wise DGen, he's so cool and deep into his AI stuff. Like I was using AI like Google when I first started, like, oh, draw, but his interfacing with AI and long scripts and conversations and then building the interactions with AI. He's built a whole Jarvis. It's incredible the interactions this gentleman has with AI. I think sometimes that he might be an AI, but he's shared some good real life pictures with me, so I know he's a real dude. But it's pretty cool. So yeah, thank you for sharing that info with me. And I always like listening and learning to everyone in this space.
Yeah, I've developed a pretty solid symbiosis with ChatGPT. I was actually been training LLMs for years as a data annotator and data analytics. And when you have Plus, you can have, custom memory entries and project folder context separation. And I don't even try to even tell people about the stats and the level of user I have with ChatGPT, because they'll think it's fake. Like, oh, that's not possible. So I don't even bother sharing it with people except Dunny, because he'll actually look at the stuff
I
and be
will.
like,
I get to
holy
look.
moly.
You get me so much good information. It's hard to keep up with you, but I love looking at all your stuff. And same with Crypto Mischief and Paste and Mr. Crypto that's in the spaces all the time. There's so many bright people. Pumpkin Token. I'm trying to learn that. It's exciting, right? Like that's why I like being in the space with Sui. And even if I'm not writing the code for certain things, having all these other friends in the space that have these utilities that I can be a part of potentially is really exciting. So I like learning about everybody else's projects too. So holler at me anytime you want to. Aquashock, we're going to be around for a good long time. And I'm looking forward to being here with you all.
Right on, Dunny. Yeah. Yeah, out of all the developers besides Richie, I know Dunny very well. We talk on a very deep and personal level, so I can vouch for him 100%. And
Thanks.
it's a good time, and he's going to add value to everybody. That's what I plan on doing. So that's going to be cool to see all the AI stuff we'll be able to put out with, all of our combined efforts, and save tons of money on, you don't need KOLs, you don't need AI video crew.
I agree with all that too. Like organic and being in these spaces live. We don't need to pay thousands of dollars to some KOL pumper or whatever. Anyway, that's my 2 cents. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Yeah, you're awesome, Denny. Is Paste? You got dropped down? Let's see.
Yeah, I know he's kind of working on stuff right now with the NFTs wise. So
Well, Mobster, you guys never talk about Suicide Social Club. You guys are still around. What's going on with that? Where's the mutant NFTs? I got some symbiote. I'm not sure if I missed that or
no, you haven't
I've been
missed
so
it.
busy.
So they're close. They're actually really close. We're just kind of getting the last couple details, in sorts of traits in there. So I don't think we're too far away from the symbiotes, and then Paste is still building the generator. We've run into some snags with that, so it's kind of been a pain in the ass, but I feel like within the next month, the mutants should be here along with the generator. So, um, yeah, it is gonna go good, and the mutants are super cool if you haven't seen them. There was one guy, No Sleep in here has one set as his profile picture. So that's kind of one of the versions of the mutants that we're kind of looking at. they're going to be pretty epic. So we are really excited for them. And then we have a couple more things kind of that we're hoping to build and line up right after that we're pretty excited for. So yeah, lots going on there, and just this whole market gave us a chance to kind of build those things and perfect things and work on kind of our path and what we're going to do moving forward. So for those of you who don't know,
Paste, are you back with us, Paste?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I lost service there for a second.
Okay. Yeah, if you want to give any updates on the Suicide Social Club, because we talk about Accelerator a lot, but you do have that project. So
That is true. Yeah, so I'm still working with the artist, trying to make as many traits as possible. I want these mutants to be absolutely perfect, and they're going to be there's going to be a lot of rarities that are involved, because I want as many of them to be truly unique as possible, as well as we've talked about the the legendaries that'll be one of ones, where people can actually spend the time with me and the artist and talk, and explain exactly what they want in an NFT. So there's going to be a handful of those that will be completely custom, and it's just kind of ironing out all those details. Some
I
of it,
definitely want to be part of that, Paste. Just so you remember, don't forget me on that. I would love to do that.
well, the thing with that is, it will be random. So I'll tell you what.
Oh, but I think Paz told me that he would do one for me that I could post it as my own NFT on Tradeport and just list it myself as just a way to have a NFT that's a PFP, even if it's not part of the main collection.
That's true.
So it's
You
all
probably
good.
do that as well. Yeah. Or maybe I'll make you a custom-wise degen symbiote.
Heck yeah. Your the blue mobster NFT that you gave me is the one that I first tried out linking an image to a Sui NS. So my Mr. Furley.sui
You,
is that blue.
you were mentioning it earlier, and I was wondering if that was the one. That was
Yes.
honestly, that was absolutely one of my favorite Suicide Social Club NFTs. And when you're like, I like this one and I like that one, I was like, oh no, not that one. And you're like, yeah, I want that
Well,
one.
I'm never gonna sell it. That's gonna be mine forever. So you don't have to worry. It's gonna stay in good hands.
Love it. At least I'll get to see it.
Yeah.
I don't know if any of you guys caught my post on my personal feed today, but it read something similar to the effect of, so basically a month ago I quit my job, and I was
Congratulations.
running a sales team, and I was trying crypto for basically a month, and I had another job lined up, but I was doing crypto full time in the meantime. But over the past few days, it was a very difficult decision, but I decided that I am going to do this full time. So it's been a little bit of a scary decision, but I guess we're diving in, head first, and yeah, I'm loving things so far. I'm loving the Sui network. Everyone's super collaborative. Everyone is willing to help out, and it's just overall, it's just a great community. So I'm excited to see where things go and what the future has in store for everyone.
Well, that's awesome, Paste. And because I have been working from home for years already before I started doing crypto full time, there is a lot of stuff you can do to make money online. And those are the kind of things and extra benefits that I plan on adding to this access pass for people that want to earn extra money. If you don't have enough capital to invest in crypto, I can show you things you can do to make money from home. And one of those things is by data annotation.
OnlyFans, right? It's OnlyFans. You're starting
Only,
OnlyFans.
yeah,
Yeah.
I can show you how to create an OnlyFans. Honestly, I really can. If you want to do that and make it lucrative and make a funnel for it, I can definitely show you how to do that if that's what you want to do.
Nah, I'm all right.
Richie, when are you making your OnlyFans? I'll subscribe.
It'll just be pictures of my feet. That's it.
Richie, this is recorded,
We're live on his YouTube channel, guys.
Yeah, that's it. Exactly. Crypto Mischief feed. There we go.
Put
Just
your
to make
feet on.
videos of you doing your workouts,
Yeah,
in your home gym.
with my cat. Now you were saying data analytics, right? Before I interrupted.
Yeah, LLMs, large language models, Chat GPT. So basically, their data sets are proprietary. It's not all of them sharing this information and getting it annotated and perfected. They have to each get their own data set. So data annotation is like a whole new field, and it's a bunch of different things. You could be making boxes around cars and people, one green, one red. You can be checking Google search results to see if they're accurate, or Google Maps. It can be recording your voice, saying a certain phrase in a certain tone. I'm also bilingual, so they wanted me to say things in Spanish. Like they wanted specifically someone that was born in the US that learned Spanish later so they can pick up on how they speak. And it's paid per task usually. So you can be doing this whenever you want, as much as you want, and it pays pretty well. And these companies are still emailing me constantly like, we want you to work. And I'm like, I'm doing better with crypto, so I'm not available, but I want to show other people how to do that, because just knowing how to use a computer, you can do it. And there's money to be made just waiting for people to do it, and they just don't know where to go. So that's something that I'm going to add as an extra value is, if you want to earn money from home, I can teach you things that took me years to figure out, what works, because there's so much stuff that doesn't and is a waste of time. And that's, I think valuable to know the difference. What do we got? So yeah, anyways, on Sunday, make sure you guys mark your calendar, because these access pass, they're probably going to sell out before the public mint. So remember, if you're on the white list, it doesn't guarantee you get one. You got to be ready to get one as soon as they go live. And that's May 4th at 11 a.m. Eastern time, 8 a.m. Pacific. And it's value that's going to be ongoing as well. So future projects that pair with the accelerator that want to contribute, they're all going to be airdropped. Everything that's put as a contribution to the accelerator, 100% of it goes to these NFTs. There's no cut for accelerator off the top. It's 100% to all these NFTs. That's how it works. There's no VIP NFTs that get more. Like, that's something I wanted to make sure people understood, because I wasn't exactly sure how NFTs worked exactly before this, and I checked on it. So the 100 VIP means those people can mint for free. But once they're minted, there's no extra value in those NFTs. They're just all evenly distributed to all 1,000. Is that correct, Pace? Am I right there?
Yes, that's correct. And I will say the reason why we have a VIP mint is those VIPs are going to be for the projects that are supporting us so far, as well as our early ambassadors. So again,
Yeah, right on.
yeah. So again, yeah, they don't have any additional perks. They just, the people who apply to the VIP, they just don't have to pay for them, because they've given us that early support.
Yeah, and most likely they'll be giving those to their, top holders or top users, and not even, keeping them for themselves, most likely. So I think that's a good thing, because that ensures that when people participate in this, they're getting coin distribution to people that want to continue holding and supporting. So it's actually a good thing to have your coin, if it's a project that has a coin, spread out to 1,000 different wallets of people that took the extra step to actually get one of these. Those are the kind of wallet and holders that you want, instead of just a random airdrop like, oh, we're just come to our website, and you're going to be airdropping to all bots. It's not going to be even going to real people. And this way it's like you can't just fake your way into it. Like people that have these NFTs, they actually went the extra mile to get it. So it's going to actual people that care.
Absolutely.
And that aspect of it, I think, is really cool.
I may rug here for a second. I'm just switching from Wi-Fi to LTE, so I'll be back shortly. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, and on live spaces, that means you're cutting service, because it might be kind of scary hearing that.
True.
Like, yeah, I'm about to rug a project. No, Pace is a good guy. Because that was something I was confused when I first went on spaces. And like, they're rugging. What are they talking about? That's bad. But no, you're just losing service in the live space.
Thanks for clarifying.
Yeah. Yeah, Pace. Pace is a good guy. Who else we got? Is Richie still with us?
I don't know if I see
Yeah, I'm
Stratton's here.
I'm
If
still,
he
I'm
wants to
still
come
here.
up.
Okay, Richie, if you want to talk about
I'm
originally
sure.
Sui
All
Trump.
right, I'm back.
Unless we have other people in here who are looking to talk, we're always happy to hear new friends and old friends about what they're up to, what they're building,
Yeah,
what they're
I'm
working
definitely
on.
here.
So
Anyone that wants to talk about the project.
So what's the alpha on Sui Basecamp? What's going on there?
Oh man, I should post that link that I have, because people in the Sui community don't understand that at the same time, and on the first, it's today actually. Today is the day of the overlap of Token 2049 in Dubai. Also, they are 15 minutes apart by a cab, but there's definitely going to be some co-pollination, is what ChatGPT called it, of alpha across Sui Basecamp and Token 49, or Token 2049. And if people didn't know, that's a video that I show quite often, is from Murad. Must Stop Murad is his X page. He's like the meme coin guru god, and he has this video from last year that is very I think any meme coin project should watch it, because it talks about the psychology of why meme coins work, why they're growing, because people want to fit into the culture, the group aspect, and getting in early. And there's a reason for it and why it matters. And I think everyone should watch that video at some point. But that was at Token 2049, and that's the same event that's happening with Basecamp in Dubai. So it's crypto mega alpha going on in Dubai right now. Sui talked about partnerships with MasterCard. If you'll be able to have a MasterCard connected to your Sui wallet, you don't even have to go to fiat ever. Like, there's no reason to even have fiat at all anymore. You'll be able to make purchases with Sui and MasterCard. That's awesome.
What about sending on SMS? That's something I'm crazy bullish on.
Costas Crypto, he's probably one of my favorite people to follow besides Adani, because he's a white hat hacker, which he was before. I guess I still am, and into cryptography. He actually has a video. You can send people Sui through SMS text messaging. Send and receive. It's possible. And they're doing that for people that may not have internet access. You can still use your wallet and actually do the whole operation through text messages by sending a text to this number with this command, which is totally wild. And I think it's awesome. It's like bringing old school tech back. And that's Costas Crypto. He actually was on a space with Swarm Network. That's another huge project that Richie did the initial AMA with Yannick Meissen. And it's possible we might be hearing from them next week. That I'd be looking out for that. And that's a huge AI project that is utilizing the Walrus protocol, the on-chain data storage, and they're also a fact-checking. You can tag at Swarm. No, it's at rollup news, at rollup_news, and then roll up, and you can check the validity of a post, and you actually will get a result in the post reply of different things that verified through zero knowledge proofs. So basically like digital signing, and even Google themselves has them as their verified fact checker. Actual Google brought them on board. They were actually part of their initial seed funding round where they raised $3 million, and they also got a grant from Google to do the project. And Yannick Meisen is he's very smart. I've talked with him one-on-one. He did an AMA with Richie, which was awesome because he even gave me a shout out at the very end, which was super cool. So that's another one to look out for, because when it comes to like official projects, so Miston Labs has this page called Sui. It has Accelerator in the name, but it's like Sui Hub Accelerator. And we had our page first, so we're not trying to pretend to be them, but there was over 630 applicants, and only 6 projects were selected to be part of this Sui Hub Accelerator. It's an official Miston Labs sponsored, group of projects. They were one of them, and Costas Crypto said out of all the 6 that made it, his favorite and number 1 was Swarm Network. And that's pretty cool because it's AI and it's Sui. So those are 2 of my favorite things ever. I'm super excited for what's to come when you can actually program these swarms, these autonomous agents, to basically do your bidding while you're sleeping. That can access Grok and ChatGPT and Claude. It can access all of those things. They can talk to each other. They can access data on the chain through Walrus. It'll be like black magic sorcery, like the things it'll be capable of. Unreal. Richie, I was wondering, how many licenses do you have? Because the more you can control, the more powerful swarms you can create.
At the moment, I've got 4 licenses for Swarm. The price is still the launch price, but it's going up steadily. I think now 6,000 to 7,000 have been sold. So $1,000 each. That's like $6-7 million raised so far by Swarm, which is impressive. I think when they get to 10,000, the price goes up. So
it's 12,000. When it gets to 12,000, the price increases. Yeah.
Yeah. From 10 to
and it increases exponentially too.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it's like
by the end, there'll be usually what happens is by the end, like they'll get some institution who will come in and scoop them all up. Anyway, usually if it's
and there's a limit of 30,000.
Yeah.
And from the TGE date, there's going to be a 6-month period where if any of them don't sell, they're going to burn the rest of what's left. But I think it's not going to be enough. I think FOMO will hit and people will buy them regardless of the price. And I think they go up to $5,000 each.
Yeah, it's also
because last year.
I mean, the token shoot is planned to be out by the end of Q2. So it's about 2 months away. Might be delayed. These things usually delay, to be honest, but it's stated before that it will be Q2 2025. So as well, once the token comes out, that'll be amazing.
Yeah. And the cool thing is everybody that has a license is getting a daily airdrop. It's a coins that just go out to everyone, all active licenses.
Yeah.
So they really have a very smart way to reward early adopters.
Yeah.
And that's super cool. I was actually lucky enough to be one of the moderators for their Telegram, because that's something that I feel I can show people too. Like, if they're wondering who I am and stuff, I'm like, well, this project trusts me with a Telegram that has 130,000 members and 1.1 million in their info group. And I'm only one of like 4 mods that are not part of the developer team. So I thought that was really cool that Yannick and Olive were able to help me do that. And, you know, because they trust Richie, because they work with him on the Delicium, that they were able to let me be mod for them. That was super cool.
I think also so that the numbers that they posted, right, of say 6,000 licenses sold or 7,000 sold so far, but with you know, hundreds of thousands of people in their public Telegram, it's kind of a show of like the Sui network growth metrics, right? How many people in centralized exchanges own Sui token? A lot, right? But how many of them are actually engaging in the DeFi of Sui network? The percentage must be, I think, around about 10 to 15%, or probably in DeFi, which just means there's huge percentage of even Sui holders that are not yet exposed to the growing ecosystem inside, you know, including Swarm, including all the projects we're listing today. It's not
Exactly.
yet, you know, it's not yet popped. Like the bubble hasn't even begun to expand. You know?
Yes.
So it's quite exciting for that. When we do see, for example, the Swarm licenses beginning to sell at a faster pace, will be one of these metrics of, okay, now you know, money is finding Sui DeFi and the Sui ecosystem, not just the tokens of Deep, Walrus, and Sui. It's filtering into other ones now as well. Can't wait to see that. It will happen.
100%. I think even Yannick himself doesn't realize how rapid the growth is going to be with what he's producing. Like, it's amazing. And Costas Crypto saying it's his favorite project, like, and it's on Sui, it's AI, autonomous agents. That's like the best thing I've ever heard in my entire life. I can't wait. And they had like 2 million tokens. You know, tokens are a way for LLMs and things that they use that costs their API money. So they had 2 million requests they could do on the roll up news, and it just flew through them so fast. 2 million requests, like more than they expected completely. So they had to temporarily turn it off so they could expand their capability, and they're definitely fixing it. And they have, you know, millions of dollars invested that they have to work with to make it better. And for Google themselves to be like, yeah, we're using Swarm Network to be our fact checker. Google, right? Like, that's gigantic. So that tells you a lot right there, what they're capable of. Because I know there's a similar function with Grok where you can have Grok check. And I even tagged Elon Musk in Yannick's post. I said, it's better if you have an outside source do your fact checking instead of the thing that owns X.com, because XAI actually owns X now. So Elon Musk sold himself X.com to his AI company. I was like, you guys should work on doing video generation, not fact checking. That should be done with Swarm Network because they're an outside entity. It's not its own thing. So did I see who was it? Sorry, I need to get a co-host because it didn't work with Paste to get some of these other people here.
Oh, it's very quiet. What's happening?
Oh, I'm checking people requesting to speak.
Cool. Okay, so then I'm not sure if we have any other speakers.
Sui Sigma, I know you've been trying to reach me. I'm not trying to ignore you, but I'm very busy. Did you have anything you wanted to speak about?
Yeah. How you doing? Okay, so I just want to ask, like, I know I came late on all, but have you actually talked about what went down at the Sui base camp? And if you have, what would you say was your main takeaway point for like the Sui ecosystem? Like, I as a Sui user, what would you say I should be expecting? What was like the main takeaway point from the day one of the event?
Well, I'm gonna have to take some time later today because I've been busy the entire day with doing stuff in the community. I have to go back and check what's been going on, but they definitely have been dropping some major alpha and announcements. Their MasterCard, they're gonna be producing Pokemon certified game, maybe NFTs, maybe Sui Gaming. That is not specifically clear as of yet, but it is like an official Pokemon company that has already partnered with Mistin Labs and Sui. What they're going to do with that is still not clear. But there is a partnership, and then MasterCard, like I said, and that AMA with Costas Crypto and Yannick Meisen, that was pretty recent. Like Costas was in Dubai making coffee with Sui Network somehow when he did this AMA with Yannick and talked about Swarm Network. So that was one of the things too. And their CTO, Morty, he's at Basecamp himself, the CTO of Swarm Network, which is the chief technical officer, basically the computer guy, like what I would be in a project.
There's a
So that's
few
cool.
updates I saw from Basecamp. Biggest one I think probably is that staked Bitcoin will be coming to Sui, which is massive. It's going to bring a lot of liquidity. So it'll be the liquid staking derivative of Bitcoin from Stacks. So Stacks have like 250,000 followers, stacks.btc. It runs on Bitcoin Chain. And so they will be integrating with Sui Network. So you'll be able to soon to get a liquid staking derivative of Bitcoin, which then you could take wrap Bitcoin and your stake Bitcoin, put it in CETAs, for example, and start earning yield just by holding BTC. So that
That is
is
wild.
a big one. Also, a company called 21 Shares, which is based in Europe, filed for a Sui ETF, which could bring Sui to, Grayscale, these kind of places. And another announcement from IK or ICA, ICA, who
Ika, yeah,
also did
the cross
they did those
chain.
squid NFT things, I think, did they? Something like that.
Yeah, I do
Or was
have
that?
one of
Yeah,
them.
yeah. So then ICA said they're building the most decentralized, secure, performant, and flexible MPC network on Sui, coming to the mainnet this quarter. I don't know what an MPC is, but they're building it.
Well, I know they're about interoperability, being able to invest and use coins on other blockchains using Sui.
Yeah,
I don't understand how it all works either, but it is all the rage. It's probably one of the most talked about and hyped projects on the entire network by far. That's not an in-house Mistin Labs project like Walrus Protocol.
yeah.
People are going wild for ICA, like people that understand it. So
And the
that's
other,
awesome.
do they have a token?
No, there's going to be. That's why
Okay.
owning one of the NFTs, they give you like ink droplets or something. So when they do have their TGE, you're going to get an airdrop of the coin, but they don't have one yet.
What's the floor price on their NFT?
Like 80 Sui.
Not bad. Okay.
Yeah, I bought
How,
mine for 24 Sui,
how
and
many are there?
I don't remember, but
Well,
they've all been minted out, so they're gone, right? But on
yeah,
Tradeport, you can resell any NFT you have on auction style through Tradeport, which is cool
yeah.
because I never remember to mint anything. So I usually buying on aftermarket anyways, just because I need to have it. Like, oh, I need this ICA, so I bought it.
Yeah.
And even though I bought it after mint, I missed the mint. I bought it for 24 Sui. Now it's 80. I could go on there and sell it. They have a price where if you pay this price, you can get one immediately because you're paying like the highest bidder or the highest price of the seller and get it immediately.
Yeah, that's
so
exactly
that's how I
what
got
we
my
see.
ICA.
It's the
And it's right in the Sui wallet in Slush Tradeport.
So I think from Sui Basecamp, so Walrus took the stage and they gave a presentation, and you saw within like just by the start of the presentation that Walrus was down at 57 cents, and by the end of the presentation it gone up by 13%, up to 63 cents.
Well,
since the presentation
that's
ended, it's
nice.
come back down, but it's up 7% today anyway. But so it must have been pretty nice presentation by the Walrus guys to kind of bridge up all that buying of that token.
Well, yeah, one thing that people don't understand about Walrus protocol, and I think Miston Labs does this on purpose because they want people to find their projects and products organically. Walrus protocol is Sui. It's a Miston Labs project. It's the same people that make Sui Coin and manage the Sui network. They made Walrus protocol. It's the same people. Because a lot of people get that mixed up. Like ICA is a huge project and Miston Labs likes what they do, but it's still not Miston Labs in-house. The in-house projects are Walrus, Sui Name Service, and Deep. And apart from that, they have a lot of projects and apps that are within their wallet that they say are safe and they checked out. So Walrus is definitely one to look out for. They already flipped Cake, right? So that's the emission token for Pancake Swap. It already has a higher market cap than that. So that's huge.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, almost back into top 100 again for Walrus. Actually, pairing up Sui and Walrus and Cetus really is pretty good passive income. And the tokens are performing very similarly. Walrus is outpacing Sui a little bit at the moment, but over the last 2 weeks, they've been pretty much correlated in price performance. If you pair them up quite tight, like 15% each range, you can get at least 700% APR in trading fees just by pairing them on Cetus, which is
wow,
very nice.
Yeah, and that's what you're best at with your crypto investment strategy is liquidity pairing and yield farming like that.
Yeah, yield generation. That's what like this part where also we had the token earlier. What was it called again? The one we were playing around with, the rewards token.
The Sui rewards.
Yeah. So there's another one I found called Infinite Sui Glitch, which has dumped a lot. It's gone down a lot actually. It's dumped down like 60% after pumping like 4,000%.
What do you know about that project? I haven't had a chance to look into it yet, but that sounds awesome.
So it's down a lot, but it's still up 250% on the month. So it pumped huge, like thousands of percent, and came down.
Do you know why they claim to be Infinite Sui? Like, what are they doing?
Well, it's reflection coin. So
it's a 2% fee.
Yeah, it's based on a trend of coins which came around in 2019, which is when this kind of form of coin first appeared. The most famous one, I can't remember it now. It's not around anymore.
SafeMoon.
SafeMoon came after it. Yeah, well, they were
SafeMoon. I remember that. That was the 2021 era.
But they were using liquidity with it, and then they stole all the liquidity.
Yeah.
So the first reflection coins were they had a 1 or 2% tax on them, and when you buy the token, then some of that goes to liquidity, the tax. Some goes to liquidity to make a liquidity floor, and the other part of the tax then gets reflected into every holder's wallet, essentially, right? So what the first ones did was they just sent their own token to everyone's wallet. So they were just earning more of the token as more transactions happened. What the Infinite Sui glitch is doing is selling the Infinite Sui token into Sui and then sending the Sui down to everyone's wallet. So if you hold the token and you go on like Potato, for example, you just see every time there's a trade happening on the token, which is every second or every minute, you'll just see a tiny amount of Sui falling in your wallet. But if the coin stays the same price and people trade it back and forth, then of course you're earning Sui every day. If the coin goes down in value, you're still earning Sui, but your investment into the coin may be less than the Sui you're ever going to get from holding the coin. But then if the coin goes up in price, you're earning more Sui because the more people will be buying it, and at a higher price, getting, selling more at a higher value for more Sui, and you could earn more Sui. So it's extremely high risk, but it
that
could
is
blow. And if it pops off and say it goes to like 10 million market cap, and you've gotten in early with a bag, it means that you're going to own a large percentage of the supply, therefore get a lot of Sui sent to your wallet every single transaction. Or it could go to zero.
dang.
So
I'm gonna try and contact the developer, see if he wants to be partnered with the accelerator. What's
yeah,
up, Infinite
I'd
Sui
be
Glitch?
interested. Yeah, I'd be interested to know what their plan is to grow it, right? Because that's all they need. They just need more volume on that, and the more volume they get, the more buy pressure, the more rewards they'll be sending. So could be potentially very good, could be potentially loss. So personally, I wouldn't
And
put in more
that's
than
one
like
thing
1%
that I
of your
noticed.
portfolio, to be honest, stuff like that.
I mean, that sounds cool.
Risk capital only, essentially.
Yeah,
sure.
because I was surprised. Even Potato, the developer, he's came on Thursday Sui Builder show before when we went like 4.5 hours, and I was able to talk to him. And that's like the most useful app on the entire network. And I was just talking to him as a developer and someone that likes the network. That's what I like about Sui is people are accessible. I've been able to talk to Adani many times, and Costas Crypto, and even Crypto Mischief. He might even show up every once in a while.
Yeah, sometimes.
No, but he's Sui Trump right now. But yeah. So if you guys didn't know, if you could check the Jumbotron, we're also live on Crypto Mischief YouTube channel. He's helping us out till we get the Sui Accelerator YouTube page with enough subscribers and all that stuff to be able to go live, because there's a requirement. But we will have a Kick page as well that will stream that we can get going immediately. So there's lots of developments that we're planning on adding to these accelerator benefits, and even benefits for people that don't even have the NFT. Just having spaces with lots of reach. I like to be on every social possible: TikTok, Reddit, Discord, Telegram. I might even make a MySpace for projects if you want to do something meme worthy. So yeah, I'm excited about everything Sui's doing.
Yeah, sure. Okay. I have another question. So I was in the Toilet Doors group last week. Okay, I actually joined to just reach wise DJing. So I saw the market cap at like 600K, and I'm like, okay, this is gonna take a while. But only for me to check in next week, and it's at freaking 6 million. So what would you say was attributed to the explosive growth of that project? And do you think we're gonna see the same thing in Switch One very soon? Or what?
Which project was that? Was that the toilet dust you're
Toilet
talking about?
Doors. Yeah, yeah,
Oh
Toilet
yeah,
Doors.
man, because they had a space. They're actually going to be partner. They've already said yes, but they've been so busy with their growth that they're, I'm trying to get them nailed down to actually have a formal announcement, but they're going to be one of our partners as well. They've already agreed to it. I got a yes from Ari and Toilet Intern. But there's been so explosive. Like, I had a bag that was worth $600, and in like 10 days, it was worth like $14,000. I had a conversation with my mom in the morning when it was worth $10,000, and like in a few hours later, after I talked to her and did some other things, it was $4,000 more. It's 14,000. So I mean, that coin just absolutely went parabolic. And Richie even covered it on his channel when it was still very cheap. when he was talking about other projects that we've partnered with, and they've been on this space for the last 3 weeks in a row. And I personally have spoken with Dr. Ari and intern, they joke and say it's like a 13-year-old intern kid, but he's a real person. He shows me on video call himself. He has fraternal twins. He's a great guy. And they really want to build on this network. So even though it's kind of a, toilet dust, it's totally like a Solana type meme, but it's with actual people. Dr. Ari is a real medical doctor. I spoke with his son. They were at a softball game. So I can vouch that they're doing things legitimate for something that looks like it might be kind of ridiculous. I actually was just on a space with them right before this happened.
Looks like it's had its first retracement from the pump. It's kind of looks like it's now floored from that mega pump back down to like
Richie, you really need to talk to them. I need to tell them to get in touch with you because they're like, yeah, we need to add liquidity pools, but we don't know the right place to put it. I'm like, you need to talk to Richie.
Yeah, I can tell them
that's
about that. Yeah. Well, I mean,
but they just listed on CoinMarketCap. During the space before this one, they just announced it. Yeah. So they're on CMC now. So and I don't even think that they knew the importance of that.
The thing for for any meme, which if it's going to pump, going from, just check their chart. So if they're going from the 0.3 zeros and a 1 and then pumping all the way up to 3 zeros and a 6, right? So it's 600% from even in a week move, 6x in a week. And then that's a 60x in 2 weeks, right? That this token did.
Yeah.
So if anything's going to do a 60x or 50x in 2 weeks, the sell from the top is going to be extremely severe. So you're talking 40 to possibly even 60 to 70% down from the top, back from the 50x, which would still put it above that. But it means that anyone who bought in the the last push of that cycle top will be underwater at the same time. Which is why on the video I said, look at, if you bought toilet early, look at your bag and consider, okay, how much did I put into it? How much have I made? Maybe skim a certain amount of profit up the top, because you don't want to be the one holding all the way up and then all the way back down and then kind of be back in square one with your purchase. So always when you see these kind of rockets take off on tokens, a lot of the time we don't know why. We have no idea why. People are just buying a green chart, right? Then the momentum builds. It's like a snowball going down a hill.
Well, they're from Solana. They have that firepower on X and socials. They have that ability to market a coin, but they need help with the tokenomics,
Yeah. So, I mean, personally, for me, I might DCA a bit more now when I see it hit like 50 to 55% down from the top. If it does hit that kind of metric, I'll probably scoop some more of it, because I do think the team have the ability to continue pushing it. The question there was about, when will Sui Trump do the same move? I mean, for Sui Trump,
when that farm goes live, that's what we're waiting for.
Two things, I think. It's the farm and utility being released, and even the site and basically the beginning of the marketing and pitch push for the launch of the farm should start to see the momentum start building in Sui Trump. You can see from the price performance of it, so around about 300 to 400,000 for a couple months. The low that we had was around 200,000 market cap, and we haven't really dipped below that. And it's almost performing in unison with Sui token, right? A little bit better, a couple percentage points higher, like every week than Sui's performing, right? So what does that mean? Essentially, that means that the majority of people who hold Sui Trump are hodling. They're holding patiently and expecting great things to come in the future. I'm working in the back to provide.
I keep getting as much as possible every dip I can. I'll buy some here and there just because.
Yeah. And on the back end, as a dev, what I'm doing is putting the hours in and the work in to continue to make sure that when we do release the product, that it is 100% ready, 100% audited, 100% secure, smooth, user-friendly, like all of these things, just so that it is a professional product that we can bring to market. I don't want to be caught in a position where if we start pumping and then I have to say, oh, sorry, guys, it's not ready. Hold your
Exactly.
horses,
That's why.
guys. It's not a professional way to roll out any business, in my opinion. And I'm treating this like a business, this next rollout. So then I think that will bring it. And also just as the crypto market begins to return and we do get confirmations of the bull run, because it's Sui Trump, as we get back to 100K Bitcoin and Sui token gets back to its all-time high and beyond, right? Suddenly
Yeah.
Trump will go from being the bad guy, everyone hates him, all this tariff nonsense, and he's ruining the economy. It will return to, oh, wait a minute, Trump is pumping our bags again, we love him. And that will also work to the benefit of Sui Trump coin, of course, because it's tied in with his character and his own political success, actually, because we've named it Sui Trump. Will be related to that as well, right? So I think these two things will be big market movers for Sui Trump going forward. And but yeah, my main focus there is talking about Toilet Dust and how fast it took off. It's great to have a coin take off that fast, but I mean, when we
Like how
launched,
Sui Trump did, kind
yeah,
of.
when we launched, we made the same move, right? But it's very easy to hit momentum once and be explosive, but it's extremely difficult after the momentum has come to maintain the community interest, to reform and then begin the next push up to the next levels, right? That's the testing the metal of the
And that's
team,
the
the
very
individual, the
thing.
community, right? That's
That's the very
that's
thing
the
that
hardest
Murad
part.
talks about is that
Yeah.
what makes coins go to the moon like that is the community belief in the project and, something they believe in. And if you know Richie and Crypto Mischief well enough and as much as I do, there's no doubts whatsoever that he's going to be going forward with this. So I'm not even worried about it at all. I don't even look at the price of Sui Trump. I'm just waiting for that moment because I'm going to be ready.
Yeah. So I'm also very interested to see what Toilet Dust can do from this point now, right? Because it's now it's going to take a period of kind of reforming, finding the floor. What is the new value of the coin, the standard value? How many community members were buying it for joining the community? How many were buying it just to get the green candle and try make a quick flip? Of course, if they have a lot of marketing in Solana, we know what happens with Solana coins, right?
Well, yeah,
So
that's why like the intern doxed himself.
yeah,
They already invested like a huge amount of money into a future NFT collection, like bought,
good,
paid
good.
for receipts. They
So they're
minted
releasing
100
NFTs
of,
on Sui, right?
yes.
Okay.
And they hired like some very serious graphic artists, like the best they can possibly find to have like, they want to have the NFT collection of the future. Like, I don't really know much about previous NFTs, but they want it to be like the monkey ones that were huge. I don't
Oh, Bored Ape.
remember what they're called.
Yeah. Bored
Yeah.
Ape Yacht Club. Yeah.
So they're going for that level and they're showing like, okay, we don't know everything we're supposed to do with a meme coin, but we're going to push forward and we're going to figure out the best thing to do and we're going to do it. So, I mean, that's good to hear at
Pretty
least.
good.
And
It's one of
yeah.
these horses you have to decide to bet on or not, right? You know, it's
Yeah. And for
essentially.
me,
Yeah.
I've spoken with Ari, with Armin, intern.
Yeah, I was listening to them
They
earlier
are
in the
good
spaces.
people.
Yeah,
We've
definitely.
had video calls. I have their actual phone numbers. They're real people, so that's always a good thing.
Yeah, it's a good sign.
Um,
Good sign. Yeah, for sure.
yeah, because sometimes I forget to, mention Sui Trump sometimes because I've known Richie for like 5 years. I was one of his first subs. Like I have proof of it, because he made a video about Wise Token, so I got my name from. Yeah, he had like less than 200 subs, and just so happened to find your channel January 2021 when that was all going on. So it was a good time to get into crypto, and I have no doubts whatsoever that Richie's going to do the right thing by Sui Trump. But, you know, I've been building reputation and other community coins because I'm trying to do things well and make Sui itself as popular as it should be. And I know down the line that the Sui deck, Sui farm, that's all going to be awesome. Can't wait. And
Also,
the fact that you're taking your time,
yeah,
that's how it should be, you know?
also the pumpkin token has gone huge. Just looking at it, that's growing very well. It's
Oh, and so
3x in a month.
the pass holders, just so you know, they'll be able to trade for 1 month for free on both of their products that they have.
Yes. Yeah, 'cause you didn't mention that they were also tied into it, I don't think, with that pumpkin.
Yeah, they're a partner. Pumpkin Token. I've been supporting them for a long time, even before I was even approached by Paste with the Accelerator page, because it was Uber Geek. He's the space that I was actually able to speak with Adani, you know, the face of Sui, one-on-one. He told me in a conversation that he trusts and believes in Tyler Simpson, you know, Quantum Void Labs, more than Sui itself. And to me, that was like instantly, okay, that's gigantic. Like this guy that has the biggest spaces on Sui saying he believes in Pumpkin Token more than Sui. What's going on? And so it's because they have a serious team and they're doing a real project that has, you know, is auto trading. I still haven't used it personally because I just don't have time to do everything Sui has to offer. It's a never-ending journey. But were you able to use their quant fin?
Yep, it's
Richie?
running now. I've had it running for a couple of days on like quite a safe level to see how it's working. So it's a perpetual trading bot. You set the leverage, which should be 2x leverage, and then you just put USDC into Bluefin. And that means that perpetual trading means you're leverage trading, but you can close it at any time. You don't have to wait for your levels to be met. And it's decentralized, it's on chain, so there's no KYC. And then you link the bot up with it. You set the coin that you want to trade, for example, Sui USDC or Walrus USDC, and you tell it the kind of aggression that you want to trade with. Do you want to be safe, moderate, aggressive, or what's it called? A yacht day, which would be
Like
floating gem
YOLO?
mode. Yeah, YOLO, right? Yeah. And after you can fine tune it further, but you can also just set it like that, and then it will begin trading for you. The one limitation is that you either need to say you are long, so you think the price of Sui is going to go up in comparison to USDC, or short, that Sui is going to underperform USDC. And that's the
Well,
only
sometimes
limitation.
we know things that are going to make that happen that only the community will know about.
Yeah, yeah.
That's like,
And then then you just start it and it goes. So usually I run it for like 6 hours, then stop it, and then start again. And so far, like on 2 days, I'm up like 2%. So running around about 0.5 to 1% a day so far.
well,
So far,
honestly,
so good.
if you want a good idea to do on your Crypto Mischief channel, if you did like a specific spotlight video about Pumpkin Token and how to use that tool
Yeah, yeah.
effectively,
I plan
you
to.
would get like a massive amount of views because people need that. There's so many people that are still confused. They don't know how to use it. They're
Yeah.
not going on X. You can
Well,
just point them at a YouTube video and
I'm
have
still
you
figuring it out.
explain
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
It would be huge. So I would think about that.
Yeah.
I think it'd be a great idea.
I'll be doing it next week, but it's still, there's some parts that I'm not quite sure about. So I'm still working on it. But yeah, that
You know,
will be out. I'll have
and
a tutorial.
Marcus and Pork Chop or something like that was on
Yeah.
the space last week.
Yeah, I was
You know,
talking to
they're
them.
all very helpful.
Yeah.
So that's awesome that you're able to get it working.
Yeah, it's still
So that's another
really cool.
benefit.
Mixed, and it means that you need 2 million pumpkin token to use it, and that's it. You don't burn the pumpkin. You just need to hold it in your wallet. So it just
Yeah.
means the reason the chart's going up is because more people are buying that 2 million pumpkin token to be able to unlock the utility. And over time, if it gets more successful, just the value of that 2 million pumpkin is just going to continue to grow as more people hold it to use their tools. So it's
And people, yeah, they're just going to be sitting like a never sell. Like that's guaranteed that 2 million is going to be in that wallet because they want to use the tool. So that's
exactly.
cool.
Yeah, it's a nice economy model that they made.
I see the same thing happening with Sui Trump. It's like eventually they're going to realize this connection, like, oh, this meme coin is actually connected to this yield farm that's like Pancake Swap, and it burns Sui Trump token.
And you get
holy moly, like,
and you get the highest
FOMO.
yield. Because when we launch, not only will the token be bought and burned by the farm and the DEX, the pairs in the farm, the highest yield pair that will get you the highest APR is going to be Sui Trump. So Sui Trump and Sui will be the highest paying pair. So you'll get the highest APR, and anyone using the economy model will be burning the supply of Sui Trump at the same time.
And a new token, victory token.
Yeah, will be given.
A new token.
Yeah.
On Sui.
Yeah, and they'll get that.
That's going to be good.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's going to be nice. It's going to be huge.
Yeah, my mom saw she likes horses, she does horses.
Nice.
She's like, oh, it's a horse. She's super pumped that it's a horse. So
that's great. Tell your mom the same.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure she listens to these,
really?
when she has time in the background. Yeah.
It's good. You need family
Definitely.
support is very important.
Yeah, she's been a Trump holder since October. And that's the thing that I forget to explain to people is they need to remember that Richie launched the coin in October of last year, before Trump won, before he made his own fake official Trump meme coin on Solana, because we got the original. It was for the memes, it wasn't even a guarantee that Trump was going to win. It was in October last year. So Richie's not copying Trump. Trump is copying what he did. And Richie's doing it better because there's no venture capitalists. There's no hidden people getting profits. It's all transparent.
I couldn't say he's copying me though, because it is his name. He is the creator of himself.
He's the creator. Well, you're doing a coin that's actually for the people.
Yeah, that's
at
true.
least that we can say that.
Yeah, and he's making all his friends very, very rich, and everyone else is buying the top, essentially.
Yeah, but
it is.
I mean,
wild,
at
though,
least
like with Trump coin, right? If you didn't buy Trump coin in the first 1 hour of the launch, you are not in profit on your purchase at these prices. Within 1 hour of the launch, it was already $20, right? So if you didn't buy Trump coin, the Solana Trump coin, within the first hour of launch, you are now not, unless you could have, not, because it's been on a decline as well.
It went all night going up. It was like 12 hours of growth.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
Because luckily, we have communication. That's the advantage of networking and talking to people. We were notified pretty early on, like, holy moly, Solana Trump coin. I made like 600% on that. It wasn't a lot of money, but it was still a 600% gain, because as soon as it got super high, I'm like, I don't want to be involved in Solana. I'm selling 98% of it. I still have a tiny bit, but I sold 95% of it.
95%.
Nah, yeah, it took some time. I saw it at $4, but I didn't think in my wildest imagination that it would actually go to 74 freaking bucks. So I was just FOMOing in, and I was like, oh no, $4. It couldn't pass 10. Then from 10 it went 20, then 20, 30. Then before I knew it was 87, and I'm like, oh my god, I just missed it, and I didn't even know.
Yeah, it was wild. It was like 24 hours. It was already in the top 100 coins by market cap. It was flipping layer ones, and it's a meme coin on Solana. I mean, it is the president, but that was pretty crazy to see happen. And even if you go to the page, it says it's not an investment vehicle. It's like a token of your appreciation of his campaign or something like this. So it was never meant to make people money. They never claimed it was supposed to be for making money. So they can't really say it was like a scam or something like that, because it's on their page. It says it's not a financial investment device or vehicle. So, no problem there. And it's traded a lot, so I'd imagine you'd probably be able to make pairs with it, Richie, and like yield farm and stuff like that. People are trading it.
You can, but the price decline kind of offsets the yield that you can make on it currently, because it is, what's the price today? I still hold it actually.
Well, plus
$12.
you'd have to invest in Solana, so it's like,
Yeah. So it's $12. Yeah, so it's not all-time low. I mean, the all-time low was $8. Then Trump announced that all the all the Trump holders who have a certain amount of supply are invited to a dinner. so that pumped it last week from $8 back up to $15. Since then, it's gone back down to around about $12 or $13. But the thing is, so he's very smart, right? He announces, "I'm going to have a dinner, right, for my coin," but there's also the unlock coming. So people are buying the coin to go to his dinner as a Trump coin holder, while just before the dinner, there's going to be the unlock of more supply to all of his cabal, who will then be able to sell off some more of it.
And what I tell people too is, okay, love him or hate him, that doesn't matter. We're not here to talk about politics, but his family, they own billions of cryptocurrency, of Ethereum and Bitcoin, and even Sui, Eric Trump. So you think that he's going to want crypto to go down forever? No, he's always make sure he's winning some way. And being the president, he can make a lot of things happen. So he can make an announcement. So I'd be prepared in the near future to see some announcement that's just going to make cryptocurrency explode. It's already like being predicted and talked about, but I would watch out for that, because that means Sui goes up with it. Sui and Bitcoin are very closely correlated. That's going to be exciting. So I guess we should wrap it up for this episode. I know we went 4.5 hours, 3 weeks in a row, but there's Basecamp cross-pollination of Token 2049 going on, so it's probably everyone's pretty busy. But this is the last builders before the mint, but there will be a space the day of planned, if Paste is still with us. I know it's late over there.
Yeah, that's okay. I'm still here.
So the day of the mint, we're going to be on a space, like during the launch.
Yeah, I was thinking we'll do a launch party.
Okay. Yeah, so Sunday.
I have a couple. Also, I have a couple comments from the YouTube live. We have 1 Minute Bible says, "Pop suicide token."
Let's
Right
go.
on.
J Crypto says he wants 1 million Sui token. Good luck with that one. Quantum Immortal, I believe that's you, Furley, or Wise DGen says he wants Sui Trump. Then we have Crypto Arborist is in. He says, "Hope greetings on a low." Then Suchan.
He's in the space too. He's on the X space actually.
Suchan says he's using Pumpkin's QuantFin 2. He loves the concept of having the of main token to use in the DAT. Would something like that work with Sui Trump? I mean, it could, but we could do a DEX, trading DEX after, but I'd rather work on yield than trading. But good question there. Yeah, just some questions. And also on my YouTube, I'll have a 5-minute explainer about what the Sui Accelerator NFT is and how, what the benefits of owning one are and when the mint will happen and what you should do on the day on May 4th. I'll have that out later today.
Perfect.
Just as a quick one, you guys can fire around.
Oh yeah, that's definitely
as
gonna
well.
happen.
Nice. But yeah, that's me.
Awesome. Yeah.
And you were saying you're going to have a launch party?
Yeah, so we'll be on live on the Accelerator page like we are right now, for the launch, so we could explain to people who have questions or anything. I actually made a Tradeport tutorial for the DAO to get prepared, to get familiarized with Tradeport and how to access it. People should practice that, try to go to Tradeport and see if you can connect your wallet to be prepared for the launch. I think that's important because, not everyone knows how to claim or purchase an NFT. I didn't even know how with Sui, because it's just not something I ever looked into. Because for me, NFTs were like, nobody gets those anymore. There's no reason for that, until I figured out, oh, they actually have utility and changeable things that are ongoing. It's like, okay, I see there's actual utility going on here. It's not just a picture like it used to be. So it'll be through Tradeport, which is in the Slush Wallet app, the fourth button on the bottom. You go to Tradeport, you can connect your wallet, you can look at the other collections on there, like the Prime Machine, like the TV heads. I was going to get one of those, like, oh yeah, those are cool. I want one of those for a PFP. They're like 400 with Sui price floor. You know, those are epic NFTs. I'd love to have one eventually. But so that's a way to get prepared, is see if you can connect your wallet to Tradeport, because that's going to be where you're going to go to get it. And what happens on the launch date, there'll be a link that will be released, and you put that link in your Slush wallet in the app itself, you know, not on a browser. You want to do it inside the wallet with Tradeport on the fourth button in the bottom. You can either go to apps that are already on the list, or you can put in the address at the top, the specific address for the Access Pass NFT. Because just like coins, I'm sure there's going to be copycat NFTs, because there's always scams and people trying to do good things wrong. Make sure you're getting the official link from Accelerator only, nothing else. And be prepared for that. Is there anything else you'd like to say, Paste, on that?
Sorry, I'm actually just chatting with Tradeport right now. But yeah, definitely not something you guys are going to want to miss. Stay tuned for the official link, like Wise was saying. You know, it wouldn't be the first time that someone makes a fake contract or NFT project. So yeah, just stay tuned. We're going to launch the correct link on our Twitter. It's also going to be in our Discord as well on our Telegram. But yeah, just to reiterate, sorry, it's getting late. The
Yeah, no
VIP
problem.
mint will be 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. The whitelist will be 11, and then the public, if it makes it that far, will be at 12, so noon Eastern Standard Time.
Not likely going to make it that, based on what I've seen in the past and the amount of interest. So if you want one, I would be waiting at 10:59 logged in with your wallet to get one. And make sure you're on a whitelist, which means being part of one of these projects. You know, you could buy some Sui Trump, you could buy some Suicide Social Club. You can get whitelisted and get one of these. So, and there's going to be a space on Friday with Tradeport with 4 other NFT projects based, right?
Yes, that's correct. Yeah, it's tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
And that's hosted by the